On the calendar in the matter of Schoonover versus Hicks Lillard. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Ms. Schoonover, according to your complaint, 3 dogs that were running loose followed you into your home, attacked your home, then trashed your house, and injured your dog. Those dogs you claim belong to the defendants.
That's correct.
And you want them to compensate you for all the damage that was done to you, your medical bills, your house, and your veterinary bills. The defendants say they were on vacation. They don't know what happened. Right? You were on vacation?
Yes, ma'am. Well, my niece was attending a beauty pageant in Chicago.
I don't care what you were doing. You were gone.
We were gone.
And your dogs were home?
Yes, ma'am.
And got out?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what happened, Ms. Schoonover.
Well, there was a storm, and...
On what date?
I believe it was August the 3rd. August.
I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know where I was yesterday.
I'm sorry. It was August the 5th.
Go ahead.
Okay, there was a storm. I went outside. At the end of my driveway were electrical wires. So the officials had arrived, and they were telling me to stay away from the wires, stay away from the wires. All of a sudden, someone yells, "Smoke, fire, call the fire department." So all the people went running up, and our neighbor's house, just not a tenth of a mile on the other side of the road, lightning had struck their attic. And everyone went, and I couldn't go. I couldn't go because there's the pasture fence and there's the electrical wires. So finally the smoke got so bad, I just had to go inside. I went inside, and when the smoke cleared, I came back out. Well, in order for me to see that house, I had to go all the way to the driveway, down to the end of the fence. And I'm standing by the fence, and I look at the wires, and I think, they tell me to stay away. So I turned around, and when I turned around, there were 3 Rottweilers.
One on each. You have 3 Rottweilers?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
One on each side of me, and one in front of me. The 2 on each side were females. The one in front of me, I didn't want to deal with him at all. I looked up this way, there was no one to yell for, and I would not scream that loud with those dogs that close. I thought about the wires, but I would have to turn to get through them, and I wouldn't turn my back on 3 large black dogs. No way. They were up to here. No. So I couldn't stand there pinned against the fence. So I started walking toward my home. I had about 100 yards to go. I just decided I've had enough of these dogs. I've had to drive through them all the way, all through the winter. They would be laying in the road.
These same 3 dogs?
These same 3 dogs with 2 little dogs would be laying in the road. I mean, many times I've had to stop. They wouldn't get out of the way.
So you'd seen these dogs before?
I had seen them before.
Do you know where they lived?
No, ma'am.
How far from your house had you seen them?
2/10 of a mile.
Do you know where the defendants live now?
Yes, I do.
How far from the defendant's home had you seen the dogs?
2/10 of a mile.
You live 2/10 of a mile from where they live?
Actually, I live 4/10 of a mile from where they live.
And you saw the dogs 2/10 of a mile from
Yes.
their house?
Yes, ma'am.
So sort of in the middle?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived in the neighborhood?
Lived in the neighborhood maybe 8 years.
How many other families in the neighborhood own 3 Rottweilers?
At least 2.
Name them.
I don't really know their names, but there's a Gaines family that's in the back of the subdivision across the street from us. And also up the street, there's a man that owns 2, not 3.
I asked you, how many people in the neighborhood own 3 Rottweilers?
Not any that I know of, ma'am.
Then that's the answer, sir. Don't tell me this one here, this one there. I said, how many own 3? Because your defense is, how do I know they were my dogs that caused all this damage? That's your defense, right?
Yes, ma'am.
It's getting thin. Okay, you have set the stage. Now what I want you to do is tell me about the damage the dogs caused.
When I reached about 2 feet from my porch, and I looked up, I saw my little dog, and I was like, oh, no, my dog, oh dear. You know, I thought I could get through the door, but I forgot about the little dog would run out. And as I was thinking that, then all of a sudden this fear started to come over me, and I looked down, and they had surrounded me. I had them all 3 around me.
So what'd you do?
I prayed. That's what I've been taught to do also. I said scripture out loud.
Then what did you do?
Then when I finished the scripture, I emphatically did this, which they broke, and they ran up on the porch. And the porch is too small for me to get, couldn't get between those dogs and all that.
So what did you do?
So I ran down to the road. At that time, another policeman had pulled up. I summoned the policeman, he summoned another one, they summoned another one. It took 3 policemen with nightsticks, pepper spray, in the dark, trying to get those animals out of my house.
They got in your house?
They were, yes. They destroyed my bedroom. They used my couch for urinary purposes. It smells terrible.
What happened to your dog?
Oh, when we found him in the house, they finally got the dogs out. We found him in the bathroom, and he had like a tear right here. And he wasn't moving, and was panting very gently. And so I slipped him up on a pillow like that. So I sat outside. The pepper spray was so strong you couldn't stay in the house. So while I'm sitting on the porch waiting for them to decide how to take me to the vet, I look up, and down the driveway come the Rottweilers. Here they come back again. So I had to grab my little dog, run back in the house, call the sheriff, tell them where they were, do all that. So we got to the vet finally. The policeman took me to the vet.
Dog okay now?
Oh, remarkably.
Okay. I see items of clothing there.
Yes.
What is that?
Well, because of the wires and then the rest of the tree fell and all this, it was like 2 days before I could see my dog. They didn't really think he was going to live. So the first time I got to see him after the surgery, I had to sit on the floor.
Oh, I see. So that's blood stains from your dog?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know what that was.
That's-
How much in damage was caused in your home by these dogs?
It was over $2,700.
Okay, can I see, please,
Yes, ma'am.
what photographs you have? Okay, who's going to speak?
I will.
Make it fast.
On the night of the fire that she was talking about, which was August 6th, I have pictures from where the storm had knocked the trees down and caused our gate to open. Our dogs were picked up by the animal control in our yard. The Miss Schoonover's statement had stated that she was outside letting her dog use the restroom, and the power line was blocking the trees or whatnot. But
Could I have your defense, please?
I don't understand how she could pick out our 3 Rottweilers as
I
being
just
the
asked, who
dogs.
is this man? Is he you?
I'm the owner of the dogs, Your Honor.
Listen, I just asked him a simple question. It's clear these dogs travel together. She's seen 3 Rottweilers out loose previously. So it's clear that these 3 dogs were together. You're the only people in the neighborhood that own 3 Rottweilers. Your dogs just happened to be out that evening. Okay, we have a whole lot of serendipity here. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
This report indicates that your Rottweilers were found outside by animal control before. Yes or no?
And later today,
Listen out there in television land. If you go away for a weekend and you have teenagers, your house will never be safe. Right, Matthew?
Yes.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Beverly Schoonover says neighbors Christy Hicks and Navery Lillard owe for vet bills and damages to her home. Beverly claims their 3 Rottweilers went on a rampage.
Keep going.
Can I show you the statement from the animal control?
Yes, of course.
I
There,
also have the animal control.
only 2 of my dogs were out and at large. They were picked up in my yard by the animal control people.
Shh. Your dogs had gotten out before.
No, ma'am, that was one occasion when I was out in the yard with them. And
Listen
the
to me,
dogs
I'm just
at the
reading
yard.
this report that you gave me. They identified your dogs because they had to bring your dogs home before. Put your hand down. That's the report you just gave me.
The purpose of that report was to show you that there were 3 dogs loose in the yard that they bypassed in the street.
Listen to me very
that were German
carefully,
Shepherds.
sir. She was shown the German Shepherd. She said that they were not the dogs that attacked her dog.
Correct. But she also stated that the dogs...
She was shown 3 German Shepherds. If she was going to make a mistake, why wouldn't she make a mistake and say, these are the 3 dogs? There are 3 dogs. She knows a Rottweiler from a German Shepherd. They were with her for a long time. Listen to me carefully. You can't give me a report and say to me the report is only for one purpose, to show you that there were 3 German Shepherds out. They have brought back your dogs who were out unaccompanied before. That's outrageous. Not she. Your dogs.
No, Miss Beverly Schoonover had stated that it was so smoky outside from the fire. The house was right in front of her house that caught on fire. I have the paper, the Daily News Journal that
I
stated
want
it.
you to listen to my statement.
I'm listening, Your Honor.
Put on your listening ears. I said this report indicates that your Rottweilers were found outside by animal control before. Yes or no?
Not by animal control. They were
Police officer. Strike
No, ma'am.
animal control.
No, ma'am.
Say,
There was never a police report even filed on this.
We tried to get a police
These
statement.
people,
There
listen to
was
me.
no
Listen
statement.
to me. The only thing that saddens me is one of these dogs was put down after this evening. Is that right?
That's
Because
that's
they didn't
what-
pick it up. They
No.
said they would be back
Well,
for
it's
it.
unfortunate
go back for my dog.
unfortunate
We
that
picked
they
our
have
dog up.
dogs. It's unfortunate that we don't have to have people tested before they have animals. Animals are not supposed to be left outside when you're on vacation, when you're at a beauty pageant, when you're with your daughter, when you're upstairs, downstairs, anywhere else. When you're not home, you have to make adequate provisions for animals to be cared for, not leave them outside. Sometimes bad things happen. Sometimes there's a storm, sometimes there's a hurricane, sometimes there's a flood. And when two idiots can't take care of animals, they shouldn't have them. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,700. That's all.
Parties are excused and they step out.
There were also 3 other German Shepherds out running around at the same time.
My neighbor has 3 German Shepherds.
She couldn't even see past the smoke and the fire that was across the street to pick out our 3 Rottweilers.
I definitely know the difference because I've had problems with them too.
Maybe she can use her money to get some LASIK surgery so she can see a little better.
This is justice. This isn't extra. I don't need LASIK surgery.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Johnston versus Valentine. Step forward, please.
18-year-old Matthew Johnston is suing his ex-friend's father, Stan Valentine, for damage to his car. Matthew says Stan's son, 18-year-old Josh, dented the hood when he jumped on it.
Is your complaint that you were at a party where there was drinking going on, and at that party, this young man jumped on the hood of your car, caused about $750 worth of damage on the car, and you want him to pay for it?
That's correct.
Now, young Josh says that everybody was drunk. He's not exactly sure what happened, but his father has an interesting defense. So you're going to tell me when you were at this party.
It was on or about July 14th.
Was it July 14th?
I believe so it was.
And at whose house was the party?
At this girl named Emma's. Her graduating class was the year before me, and I knew friends that knew her.
Emma has a last name?
I'm not sure what her last name is, ma'am.
How many people were at the party?
Maybe about 20, a little less.
Were you an invited guest?
I think it was kind of like just a get-together of the people who had known those people. So I went with friends. So no, I was not.
It was easier, right?
Yeah.
No, you weren't an invited
No, I
guest?
wasn't invited.
What's the drinking age where you are?
21, ma'am.
How old is Emma?
19.
Were her parents home?
No, they were not.
They gone for the weekend?
Yes, I believe so, they were.
Listen out there in television land. Lock the doors. If you go away for a weekend and you have teenagers, your house will never be safe.
That's true.
Right, Matthew?
Yes.
Matthew Johnston says former friend Josh Valentine jumped on the hood of his car when he was drunk.
Okay. Now, tell me when it was that Josh jumped on the hood of your car.
It was about 11:30 that night. Christopher noticed that a friend of ours, David, he was already past curfew, and he was very intoxicated, and we needed to get him home. So Chris suggested we take him home. So about 15 minutes later, we're outside in the parking lot putting David in. We're all about ready to go.
Putting David in the car?
Yes, David in the car. And then Chris is in the front seat.
Who was driving?
I was driving.
Your car?
Yes. And so I get in the driver's seat. Everyone gets inside the car. And next thing I know, Josh comes out from the left side and jumps on my car. His knee hits the side of the fender on the left side of the car. At that point, I was just furious. I just turned on the car and just left. Went and took David home, went and brought Chris back. Stayed at the party for maybe like another hour. Ended up that Andre needed a ride home. His car was parked at Josh's house. Josh as well needed a ride home. Josh was pretty drunk. I didn't really want to take Josh home because he just jumped on my car. Andre said we needed to take him home.
Is that right?
No, ma'am.
Step up. You're Andre?
Yes, ma'am.
You needed a ride home because you had been drinking?
Yes, ma'am.
And he had been drinking?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you see him jump on the hood of his car?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what happened.
Josh actually comes on and puts his hands on the car. It doesn't, I mean, could have been forceful, but it wasn't enough to see that would knock a dent in the car. But yes, he did slam on from the car, told him to stop, and we didn't want him to take Dave home.
Well, you did a lot of double talking there at the very end, but what I gather that you said was, yes, you saw Josh, who had been drinking, put his hands in a forceful manner on Matthew's car.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Do you have a car?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of car do you have?
A '02 black Mustang.
Where did you leave the car?
At Joshua's house, ma'am.
Why?
Because I wasn't going to drive that night.
Because you were drinking.
Yes, ma'am.
smart. So you're smart enough to know that you don't want to get into a car somebody driving who has been drinking.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you allowed Matthew to drive you home.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right?
Yes.
One must assume from the fact that you allowed Matthew to drive you home that you felt as if Matthew was in good enough shape to drive you home.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, Mr. Valentine, now I'll hear you, sir.
I feel that based on the circumstances, Matthew was in fact drinking quite heavily.
You don't know that. That's not according to your witness. Not according to your witness. Your witness just testified, sir, unequivocally, that he felt sufficiently comfortable with Matthew driving him home, and he would not have gotten into a car with somebody who had been intoxicated, so that he left his car home because he wasn't going to drink and drive, but he allowed Matthew to drive him home because Matthew was sober enough to drive home. So let's get over that. Okay, now you're going to tell me why he's not responsible.
Well, maybe he is to a certain extent. I would say that he has some partial responsibility, possibly, if anything. There are some inconsistencies in Matt's story. First of all, he didn't contact Josh the next day.
I didn't ask about contacting him the next day.
Well, I guess I feel that Matt has responsibility. I feel the people that put on the party had some responsibility.
Why does Matt have responsibility?
Because he was drinking.
What does that have to do with the dent on the car?
Well, I think if you're going to go out and go drinking and driving and partying and you're underage, you probably should not be surprised if there are going to be negative consequences. I think he should have some responsibility.
That's what we're talking about here, Mr. Valentine, responsibility.
Yes.
Where's yours?
We have maybe some partial responsibility.
Which part? Let me hear which part you think you have responsibility for.
Maybe a third of it. That was what I felt was fair and reasonable.
Well, there is a part of me, sir, that says that I think that you have the right, if you wish, to sue the people whose home this party was held at for inadequate supervision.
Okay.
If that's what you think you want to do. But you, caused damage to his car. Can I see an estimate for the car, please? $649.07 to pull out the dent. Is that right?
That is correct.
That's what you owe him.
That seems
You go to
a bit
school?
steep.
You go to school?
I do not. I work.
Really? Terrific. What kind of job do you have?
I work at BAE Container Solutions making...
How old are you?
Missiles. I'm 18 right now.
You work full-time?
No.
What do you do at the other part of the time?
Not work.
What do you do?
Stay at my house. I don't know.
Is that productive?
No, it's not. I can't have a full-time job yet.
How about going to school?
I choose not to.
Well, do you mow the lawn, clean the house, build a garage? What do you do?
I live in my own apartment with Andre and my other friend Justin.
Who pays the bills?
Me, Andre, and Justin.
With a part-time job?
Yeah, it's really cheap out there.
Great. Okay, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $649.07. That's all we're making.
Parties are excused. You may stay. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats, please.
Ms. Hyde, it is your claim that the defendant assaulted you in a restaurant.
Correct.
You are suing her for damages, not so much for the injury that you sustained, because she, according to you, hit you in the face, but for the emotional distress that you suffered. You didn't have any medical bills, did you?
A few.
Ms. Schuler said that she did, in fact, strike you, but that is only after you lunged at her. So tell me when this happened and what precipitated this altercation.
On December 27th last year, my husband's relatives were in from out of town, and we went out to eat some Mexican food. We were sitting in a crowded lobby. I had a party of 12, 7 children and 5 adults. And I was sitting talking to my husband's aunt, and this woman walked in and plopped herself down on the bench next to us and proceeded to lift up her sweater and put this child at her breast. And I sat there for a minute and trying to talk to my husband's aunt, and I eventually said, you know, I really don't think this is the proper place to be doing that in a crowded restaurant lobby. And she said, mind your own business, and I'll do whatever I want, and if you don't like it, don't look. So I looked at my husband's aunt, and we opened our eyes kind of wide at one another. And I said, well, at least you could take this to the restroom. And she said, I'm not going in that restroom. It's filthy.
So you kept on going back and forth after she cursed at you? Are you telling me you said something else to her?
Well, I did. I said, you know, at least you could go and excuse yourself to the restroom. And she says, I'm not going in that restroom. It's filthy in there. That shows what kind of a mother you'd be. And I said, lady, I gave birth to 4 children, all of which I breastfed. But when I did it in a discreet manner and never in a public forum like this. And at that time, the hostess came up and told us our table was ready. And I got up, and I had forgotten to pick my bag up off the floor. And when I turned around to pick up my bag, she came up out of her chair and hit me across the side of the face.
Did you sit down and have dinner?
No, we didn't.
You left?
Correct.
Where did you go?
Outside. My husband had asked the manager to call the police, and he said, if you want to call the police, take your business outside. So we did.
And did you call the police?
Yes.
You have a police report?
Yes.
I'd like to see it, please. What kind of medical attention did you require?
The next morning on Sunday, I went and saw my primary physician, and he checked out my face, and the next day I went and had an x-ray of my jaw.
It was okay?
It's okay. I was in a lot of pain for about 2 weeks, and my jaw, after she hit me, my jaw, it didn't sit right on my face, and I'm telling my husband, this woman just hit me, and I was holding this side of my face because it hurt more over here for some reason. My doctor told me it was a whiplash effect. And she looked up at me from her bench and said, what the hell are you holding that side of your face for? I hit you on the other side.
All right, Miss Shula, let me hear your version of the events.
Okay.
How old is your baby?
My baby at the time had just turned a year old. She was probably approaching 14 months. And I had my 3-year-old son as well.
Okay. Tell me what happened at the Mexican restaurant on the 27th.
It's ironic. We had a choice of like 6 places. We chose this place. We went in and the lobby was just packed. I went up to the hostess and I said, how long of a wait do you think it is? And she said, 5 minutes. I said, oh, that's great, because my kids aren't going to be able to wait very long. And I turned around to tell my husband, and as she said,
which is the husband?
My husband is. And as she told me that, the plaintiff's husband was sitting where I eventually sat, and he said, you've sat 40 people since we've been here. And I thought he was yelling at me, so I just kind of noticed that he said that and, you know, just made a mental note, told my husband, it's only going to be 5 minutes, we can do this. And the plaintiff's husband had stood up and demanded to see the manager because he felt they were waiting too long. And he left his seat, so I sat down in his seat. And I started to breastfeed Aubrey because she started to kind of squawk, and we don't like our kids to cause disturbance in public, so started to nurse her very carefully. However, when I started...
Tell me what you mean very carefully.
I always am very careful not to be real obvious. I had on a thick, heavy cotton beige sweater, and I get my bra down so that it's ready, and then I get her right up to me, and then I make sure the sweater was kind of nuzzled around her face. And I'll tell you how discreet it was in a second. But when I began breastfeeding her, they were talking to the manager. And he told them, he said, yes, we had to clean the tables. And the plaintiff says to him, and I'm sitting here, I don't have anything to do, so I'm obviously listening. And she says, well, what did you have to do? Take them out back and refinish them? And I just thought, oh, these people are really mad, because that was the second comment I heard. So the man sitting next to me, eventually I found out was in her party. But my daughter was kind of flicking her leg like this, and it kind of got his attention. So he leaned way over into my space and said, hi, honey, what's your name? And she kind of waved at him, but never came off the breast. I had my sweater around. He went back to his seat. I didn't want to embarrass him and say, excuse me, sir, but I'm breastfeeding, you know. I didn't want to I just wanted it just to go. Then she says, well, sure, just whip it out in front of the whole lobby. And she didn't see me whip anything out because I had been breastfeeding for some time. And the poor man says, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even know she was nursing.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
When she raised her sweater, she exposed her breast.
She got so close, she was this close, and I slapped her while I was sitting and breastfeeding my daughter. I didn't know what. I was afraid.
Sticks and stones, but you can't use
But I didn't even have sticks and stones.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Patricia Height says Sylvia Schuler hit her in the face. Sylvia says Patricia was harassing her because she was breastfeeding her baby in a restaurant.
Go ahead.
So she says another few comments like you should go to the bathroom, and I finally said, "Excuse me, ma'am, but you are extremely rude," because I'd seen her being rude to everyone, and now she was being rude to me. And I did have a dialogue with her. I'm sorry, I don't use words like okay, or I don't talk like that. That's not in my vocabulary. I'm not saying I've never cursed, but I don't curse to people I don't know, most definitely. And she said I should go to the bathroom, and I said, "Where would you like me to sit in the bathroom? On the toilet? I can't nurse my child on the toilet." And I said, "There's really nowhere to nurse." I said, "I guess you don't believe in nursing." And she said, "I nursed 5 children, but I was much more discreet." And I asked her, I said, "Well, what can you see?" And she just rolled her eyes. She couldn't see anything. So my husband says to her husband, "You know, I'm sorry if my wife's breastfeeding is offending you, but she does have the right to feed my daughter wherever she would like." I'm not sure of all their dialogue because they were over there. She kept at me. And so my husband turned and said to her, he said, "Excuse me, ma'am, but if it offends you, look away." And that's when her husband reeled around and said, "You don't talk to my wife that way, and I'm going to kick your effing ASS." And then that went on, and I'm just kind of watching going, oh no. And I'm getting very worried what's going to happen.
It was getting out of hand.
It was. And so the manager...
Who's the manager?
This is the manager of the restaurant.
Come up here. Tell me your name.
Peter Holder.
Did you observe this incident?
Parts of it.
Did you observe when Miss Schuler hit Mrs. Height?
No.
If you didn't observe this assault, why are you here?
To help shed some light on the disposition and the nature of the plaintiffs and how aggressive they were.
I'd like to hear that. Go ahead.
Rarely do you have I encountered somebody as hostile and aggressive as this.
Who?
The plaintiffs. They when they came in, we told them it would be about 20 minutes, and for a table, it takes you have to put a certain number of tables together for 12 people.
Did they have a reservation?
No.
Okay. So you told them it would be about 20 minutes.
Yes. And 10 minutes later, the hostess came and got me. I was back in the kitchen, and said, "This man would like to see the manager. He's very upset." So I went out and, "How can I help you?" And he says, "You're seating all these people ahead of us. We've been here way past 20 minutes. It had been 10 minutes. And I said, "Well, a lot of our tables only hold 2 and 4 people, and that's who we're seating. We have a place all picked out for you, waiting for one more party to leave." And that's when Patricia, I believe her name is, said...
Mrs. Height.
Mrs. Height said, "What do you have to do, take them out and revarnish them?" And I went, "Whoa." And right after the incident, the plaintiff's husband threatened using that language him again, and that's when I asked him to leave.
What did you hear?
"I should kick you."
So they were angry?
Very.
Okay, have a seat. All right, Miss Schuler, tell me what happened after Mr. and Mrs. Height's name was called and indicated that their table was ready.
I believe what got her so angry was that her friend sitting next to me was apologizing profusely, saying, and I didn't realize he was with them until this. And he said, "I'm so sorry, and I don't know what's going on with them, and I don't know why they're acting like this." And I said, "Do you know those people?" And he was saying yes, and then their table got called. So he was apologizing to me. I was talking to him. The plaintiff and the aunt stood up. The aunt passed. The plaintiff came over to us and said to him, "Stand up. You don't need to apologize to her." And as he passed me, she lunged at me and said, "He didn't come here to see the likes of you." And she got so close. She was this close, and I slapped her while I was sitting and breastfeeding my daughter, still breastfeeding, and I slapped her because she came so close. I didn't know what. I was afraid.
Well, you know that you can't do that.
I really didn't. I swear to God. I will swear to God, I did not know I couldn't defend myself.
Well, I don't think that's a question of defending yourself.
Well,
but, you know, you can't use sticks and stones, but you can't use
But I didn't even
force.
have sticks and stones.
Miss Schuler, you know exactly what I'm saying to you, madam. Don't be a passive-aggressive with me.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Patricia Height says fellow restaurant patron Sylvia Schuler hit her in the face.
I mean, if you saw a man sitting there and scratching his self because he had an itch, would you have the gall to say to him, can't you do that someplace else? Can't you go into the bathroom? Why don't you go do that in the car? You wouldn't say that to him.
Well,
you wouldn't say that to him. What you would do is you would take your children, if you believed it was offensive, and you would go outside. You would say, I can't believe that guy can't be more discreet about scratching himself.
Well, when she raised her sweater, she exposed her breast, and that's what I had a problem with in a public place.
And I want to tell you something. I don't necessarily believe that that's true. I believe that that's a convenient thing for you to say now, and I don't believe that she cursed at you, Ms. Height. I do not believe that you said to her very sweetly, could you please do that, or don't you think you could do that someplace a little more discreetly? And she turned around and called you the names that you attribute to her a moment ago. I don't believe that that happened.
Can I let my husband testify?
Oh, you can, but I won't believe him either. I don't believe she said that to you.
She did.
No, I don't believe she said that to you. I believe that you kept going back and forth because it would make sense if she said, this is what I'm going to do, and then you came back to her and said to her, can't you just go to the restroom? Because if somebody came back and cursed at me like that, I would say if I were a normal person, gee, this person's a little bit off, I'm not going to have anything else to do with her. But you didn't do that. You came right back and you said to her, according to you, after she cursed at you in a vile way, you said to her, calmly, you could at least go into the restroom. That's not what I'm hearing from the manager of the restaurant that was your demeanor on that day.
He didn't.
Now, that doesn't mean, madam, that you have the right to put your hands on her. You don't. She has absolutely no right to tell you that you can't breastfeed a child, which is a perfectly natural thing. Some people prefer to do it privately. They feel as if for everybody's sake, including the child's sake. The child was 14 months old. Perhaps we could do this privately. I can go out into the car. I can go into a private corner. I don't have to be in the middle of a lobby with 50 people around me and breastfeeding my child. But that's your prerogative. You know, you say it's a natural occurrence. It is a natural occurrence, and you can do it. There are lots of things that are natural that you don't necessarily do, you know, in the middle of Times Square. However, you understand what I'm saying to you?
I do.
I'm not being judgmental.
I'm
not being at the risk of offending the La Leches. I did not breastfeed my children. They grew up just fine. My generation didn't do that. But all my children and their children have all been breastfed. And they whip it out just about anywhere they want.
I'm just trying to get over.
Well, you're just trying.
I'm just trying to get over. I'm not being judgmental.
Well, it's not your prerogative to tell her what to do. And I don't believe that you were hurt either. I believe she slapped you and your pride was hurt. But you can't hurt her. Now, I'm going to get to your counterclaim because I think that your counterclaim is also a little bit of nonsense, but I'm prepared to hear it.
Okay.
It's for emotional distress.
Well, I have expenses. That's all I'm asking for.
What expenses?
I had a lot of consultation with an attorney because I was supposed to be arraigned on March 5th.
Yes.
I was arrested.
She made a citizen's arrest because you assaulted her.
Exactly. So I was very concerned. I was a nervous wreck. I've never had any legal problems in my life.
Should have kept your hands to yourself.
May I ask you a question? Because I'm very interested in the answer to this question.
Sure.
How close can someone get to you aggressively? How close can an aggressor get before you have the right to protect yourself?
Where was your husband when all this was going on?
Watching my 3-year-old, who is very active.
Is what you're telling me that you were fighting back and forth with this lady and things had gotten so aggressive that she was cursing you, she was screaming at you, your husband got involved, you got involved with your husband, and yet your husband left you to go watch your 3-year-old? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Yeah. You put your hands on her. She has the right to make a citizen's arrest. So if that's the expense that you want because you consulted with an attorney, I'm going to deny that application.
Okay.
And I think that she had no right to put her hands on you, and you have to be compensated for that. But you have to be compensated commensurate with the damage. If you had it to do all over again, would you have moved your seat?
Well, she had only sat down like 5 minutes before. And
would you have moved your seat instead of starting in with her?
No, I probably wouldn't have.
Well, then you got a problem. You're not supposed to look for confrontation. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to try to avoid confrontation if you can. You know, life is short. You're out having a good time. You're out having dinner. You're waiting for a table. There are 12 of you. According to you, 7 children and 4 adults. You're out to have a good time. Why would you want to start anything that's going to put a damper on that good time?
I didn't think that it would. I didn't think that just kindly asking someone to take that into another part of the restaurant or outside would have caused so much her to become so angry.
Well, just a second. But she responded to you, and she said it's none of your business. Right? Let's say I agree. Let's say that that's what she said to you. It's none of your business. Let's say she used all the expletives. Then why did you continue the conversation with her?
Well, I was sitting with my husband's 70-year-old aunt and uncle.
Your 70-year-old aunt and uncle didn't complain. You did. All right, I think you're entitled to be compensated. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $10. That's all. Counterclaims to
Parties are excused. You may step out. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have a seat, please.
How old are you, Miss Mance?
I'm 19.
How old were you when you met the defendant?
I was 17.
You were in high school?
Yes, I was a senior in high school.
And what was he?
He was the assistant swim coach on my high school swim team.
When did you start to date him romantically?
We started dating maybe 3 days after the season ended. That was in February of 2002.
You were 17?
Yes.
How old were you?
24 at the time.
Married or single?
Single.
Had been married?
No.
Any children?
No.
According to your complaint, he had some trouble making ends meet.
Mm-hmm.
And over the course of your relationship, you loaned him money.
Yes.
Substantial amount of money.
Yes.
Mr. Leith says that, well, he did have some hard times there financially. The money that you gave him was just that gift. You agreed to help him out. And because he's a good guy, he gave you back $2,400. And he says, according to him, let me quote his answer, he said, I didn't want to seem as if I was a charity case, so I paid her a total of $2,400 to make her feel better, and I can prove it. That's what you said here.
Yes.
A lie.
Prove. Shh. I'm going to cut to the chase right now.
Okay.
Miss Mance, you have a whole laundry list of money that you lent him over the years. Is that right?
Yes.
You say he gave you back $1,000, but he still owes you about $3,000.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you this. If he can prove to me what he says in his answer, that he paid you back $2,400, if he can prove to me, listen to my question, if he can prove to me that he paid you back $2,400, are you prepared to say, that's fine, that's...
No.
Oh, that's too bad. Prove to me that you paid her back $2,400.
I don't have any evidence of any kind.
Well, if you don't have any evidence, you see where I'm going?
See where you're going.
See where I'm going?
The only evidence that we have is a title of a car that was signed over from my name to her name, which is a car that I purchased for her.
For $200.
And
Shh.
I purchased the car for $400 from a friend. We signed $200 on the title because it made tax reasons easier. When I put $600 worth of work into it, which her father actually helped me do the work in a friend of his shop, and we had $600 in total parts, including seat covers, wheel covers, and things that I needed to get the engine running properly again, which the car was destroyed a week or so after she started driving it because something that wasn't fixed properly ended up blowing up inside and destroyed the motor. I also gave her $1,400 in cash in total payments, and that was...
Show me from the bank from which you drew out...
I paid everything in cash.
Listen to my mouth. Are you a bookie?
No.
You have a job?
Yes.
You have a checking account?
No.
You put money in a bank or under the mattress?
Under the mattress.
You put it under the mattress. You're slick, but I don't believe you. Do you understand?
Yes.
Nobody does that. You put money in a bank, especially $1,400. You would have some evidence that you withdrew $1,400 from a bank. Not necessarily a check. Not everybody has a checking account. But most people who are college educated have a checking account.
Your Honor,
just
at one point he did have a checking account.
Just a second. Do I look like I need help from you yet?
No.
Who is this?
This is one of my friends. His name is Chip. He's a witness that 2 of the times I did pay her cash, they were $200 each time, so he's a witness to $400 of the money that was paid back.
Good. Perfect. I don't even have to hear him. She says that you paid her back $1,000. You could have had 2 more chips. $2,400, sir. Get there. So far, let us assume that I believe you, which I do not, that we have $400 from Chipper over here. And you have $600 in parts for a car.
Which my father paid for.
Just a second. $2,400, sir. Get there.
I already told you, man. $1,000 in total for the car, and then $1,400 in cash payments made to her.
When?
During the course, it was probably over a course of a year, because she loaned me money when I first got diagnosed with a disease, Crohn's disease. I was out of work for a while, and then when I got back to work, I took a dive off the ladder and had a fractured spine at one point.
You're an accident looking to happen.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't you have family?
No. Well, family, yes. It's my father and my mother and everybody, but...
Well, father and mother usually comprise family. Right, Chip?
I agree, ma'am.
That's where you go if you have the propensity to fall off ladders. You go to your parents. You don't go to your 17-year-old girlfriend.
Well, she was 18 at that time.
Oh, my goodness. Eligible for Social Security, and you were 25. Father?
Ma'am.
Happy with him?
Not really.
Oh, I could tell.
My ex-wife is even less happy. And I had to keep him out of jail. She wanted to put him there.
He was forbidden from entering my mother's house where I was living at the time.
When you were how old?
17.
17, 18.
Is there any particular reason why he was forbidden from entering your house?
I wasn't forbidden from her father's house.
No. I understand that.
My mother was very upset because he was so much older than me, and she found out that I had been giving him money, which upset her even more. And
Where'd you get the money from?
I worked. I have a copy of my W-2 here. I worked full-time during the summertime, and I took a semester off school, and I worked.
She made very good money that year. Unfortunately, she doesn't have it.
Yes.
And I get very few phone calls, if I may interrupt, from my ex-wife. One of them was about this situation after she had heard about it, because it was in the closet for some time. And the words that came out of her mouth were statutory. And that's what she wanted to pursue. And I talked her out of that.
That's hard to do anyway.
Yes.
Because at
and
the
I
time,
didn't
what's
want
your first name?
Maureen.
Maureen. At the time, Maureen was in love.
Yes.
Or
I didn't want to push them apart, her mother and herself. I figured
Smart idea.
That would end up in the wrong
Smart.
direction. Thank you.
Wouldn't have gone anywhere anyway.
No.
You need somebody to testify, right?
Yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
the day that we went to Sausalito, Eric was rubbing my shoulders in front of the guy that we were buying
I don't
product from.
care, and neither does he.
As long as they're not my shoulders.
Well, I don't care about rubbing shoulders. Go someplace else if you want to talk about rubbing shoulders.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Maureen Mantz says ex-boyfriend Greg Leaf owes for unpaid loans. Maureen says she started dating Greg when he was her high school swim coach, and she was just 17.
Okay, so far you have not convinced me that you gave her $2,400.
The title.
I see you
signed
there
over.
without any evidence.
The only evidence I would have had would have been the title of the car.
Except
which I
Chipper over
signed
here. And Chipper doesn't want to fall in my mouth again, do you, Chipper?
No, ma'am.
I will also say, Your Honor, that she did not loan me nearly the amount, and then none of it was supposed to be a loan. She had told me during the course of this relationship that she was helping me out because we were together and because we were in a relationship.
I know.
And it was only after we broke up.
Listen to me, sir.
Yes.
A 17-year-old cannot make a contract with you.
None of the money was ever borrowed or any money that she ever spent was until after she had turned 18, so she would have been a legal adult at that time.
Which was only a few months later.
You got it? Do you just love that man? Listen to me. Maureen, really good lesson.
Hard.
Hard
Very
lesson.
hard.
Over the course of 2 years, you gave him a whole lot of money. Now, ordinarily, I would dismiss your lawsuit because you have no evidence of a loan. You loved him. But he says he paid you back. That's his problem. And he can't prove it because he has no evidence. So what he wants me to do is believe a 25-year-old, because at that time he was 25, because you've turned 18, eventually he turned 25,
Right.
that a 25-year-old man took money from an 18-year-old girl, and he wants me to believe that this 25-year-old man had no bank account, no checking account, kept his money under his mattress.
When he had it.
When he had it. So I find that hard to believe, Mr. Leaf. Do you understand?
Yes.
Is your Crohn's disease under control?
Yes, it is.
Oh, how wonderful for you. And you're working full-time?
Yes, ma'am.
And you haven't fallen off any ladders lately?
No, ma'am.
Very good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,400, which is the amount you say you paid her back but can't prove. Maureen, be grateful.
I am. Thank you very much.
That's all.
Thank you, Yvonne.
Always excused. You may step out.
In the beginning of our relationship, he wrote me letters telling him how much he loved me and how much he couldn't wait to spend his life with me.
We had both written letters to each other, and I wouldn't consider them to be romantic love letters.
I was young, I was naive, and it was a hard lesson.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Mackey versus Dewey. Step forward.
Spa owner Lee Mackey is suing his former employee, 26-year-old esthetician Melanie Dewey, for the return of money he claims she stole. Melanie says she kept the money because Lee was withholding her pay.
Mr. Mackey, do you own a day spa? Is that what kind of establishment
Yes, ma'am, I'm
that you
actually a
have?
partner.
And according to what I read, the defendant did some work at your day spa as an esthetician. She gave facials. What else?
We didn't really get to that point yet, but I was going to be the head esthetician and I was getting ready to open the salon with them.
So you weren't working for them?
I was working for them, but not doing facials yet.
What were you doing?
I was helping them open the day spa, doing like the hiring and the training and ordering the supplies, bringing the supplies.
Okay. According to what I read, Miss Dewey came to you with some sort of a proposition, and that was that she had a friend from whom she could purchase a tanning bed at a very good price, $500. Is that right?
Not technically, ma'am. It's a spray tan machine, and the price was $550. So it was not technically
Spray tanning machine?
Yes, ma'am.
You gave her the $550?
Gave her $500 in cash, and then I helped put $150 down for her insurance.
I don't want to know about the insurance. You gave her $500 in cash for the machine?
$650 total, ma'am.
Mr. Mackey, I want you to listen to me, sir. I said you gave her $500 in cash for the machine.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you said, well, I didn't want the machine. You were going to sell it to somebody else. And when you told that to the defendant, she said, well, I'm going to keep the $500.
Yes, ma'am.
And you also claimed that you loaned her $150 for her car insurance?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Miss Dewey says that, in fact, you did give her the $500, you did pay the $150, but you owed her money for some wages, and she's keeping everything. Right?
Correct.
Uh-huh. When were you supposed to open the spa, Mr. Mackey?
Originally it was in June, but we were delayed for construction. We finally opened December 15th.
Of 2003?
Yes, ma'am.
And when did Miss Dewey come to work for you?
I'd have to actually talk to our general manager, Eric. He's actually the one that dealt with hiring her.
When did Miss Dewey come to work for you?
She started helping the spa open, I would say, in early...
You're thinking really hard. The questions get harder here,
September.
sir. What?
September.
September what?
I don't know the exact date.
When in September?
It was the last week of July, actually.
Is that a possibility, sir?
I have her paycheck here that says 11/13/03 for 16 hours that she put in and $295 of products that she purchased that she was reimbursed for.
11/16/03 is the first paycheck she had?
Yes,
You said she came to work for you in September.
that is correct.
So what happened to September and October?
This is when she was reimbursed for her hours.
Let me see. Okay. So you say you came to work in July.
End of July, last week.
And what did you do for them in July?
They had me look online for products that they would like, talk to them on the phone, ordering supplies, going with them to Sausalito to order supplies.
Well, I want you to take out a list of the hours that you worked.
He was responsible for all those hours. I don't have any of the hours.
You mean you were being paid on an hourly basis and you didn't keep track of how many hours you worked?
He actually was supposed to give me a base salary, which I never had, and a compensation package that he never gave me. He never came through with anything that he said that he would.
Then why did you continue there?
That's why I quit, and that's why I kept the money. It was ridiculous.
Well, you can't do that.
I felt that I could. Maybe
Well, you can't.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lee Mackey says former employee Melanie Dewey owes for the return of money. Melanie claims it's Lee who owes her.
Okay. What's your first name?
Melanie.
Melanie! Listen to me, dear. If you go to work for somebody in July and you get your first paycheck in November, you're supposed to say,
Too trusting.
Something isn't right here. I worked in July, I worked in August, I worked in September, I worked in October. November 16th, I get a check for $583. Something isn't quite making sense here. Now, when did he give you the $500 for this tanning machine?
It was in September.
August 28th, ma'am. Also, just to talk a little bit about what Melanie is saying about working, we actually weren't even open. We were during construction.
I understand that.
So-
What Melanie is saying is she was helping you set up. And she had to have been there prior to when you say she was there in November, because she made this arrangement to get you a piece of equipment in August.
That's because we were friends.
Mr. Mackey, don't play with me. You may have promised her that she would have a role in the new day spa and that she would be the chief esthetician, but you needed some help in setting up the place, and she was on the phone, and she may have gone to look for some products for you. It's her responsibility to keep track of her own hours, to check against yours. She can't do that. She can't come here with a pretty smile and a great tan and then say to me, this is my evidence. I mean, that doesn't float. So August 28th, Miss Dewey, you got the $500. And when did you decide to keep it for yourself? What date?
Probably around the end of September, when I was still working for them and training all of their estheticians. And then I asked him for my compensation package, and he said that it was a great package, nowhere to be found, but they were going to turn on and sell the machine that I was giving them and make about $1,000 off of it. And at that point I realized I'm not going to get paid, they're making money, and I'm getting totally screwed.
Shh. That was in September?
Correct.
So in September you kept the money?
Correct.
Did you continue to go to work there?
No.
Well, then can you explain this check that was given to you on November 13th for $583 that you cashed?
I guess it was a later time. I don't remember the time frames.
Can I ask you this question, Miss Dewey?
Yes.
What did you do to prepare for your day in court? I mean, other than put on perfect makeup, what did you do?
I've been
Madam?
out of the country. I wasn't prepared.
You certainly are not prepared. What you're supposed to do when you come to court is the judge is going to ask you questions. Then you had to sit down and say, this is when I went to work for them. These are the hours that I put in. This is when I stopped working. This is when I decided to appropriate the $500 for myself because I wasn't getting paid. But if now you tell me that you appropriated the $500 in September, and then 2 months later they pay you $583, something doesn't quite fit. Do you understand?
Yeah. I have
All right, so I can't help you, madam. Now, what about this $150 loan for insurance?
Well, actually, ma'am, $50 was supposed to go towards the machine. The other was a loan because the insurance agent was around the corner from my house, and I do have the canceled check.
Can I see it,
where I
please?
wrote Melanie on the info line because it was not for me. And that was dated 11 November.
Okay. Now, Melanie, State Farm is where you insure your car. Is that correct?
That's where he insured my car, yes.
What do you mean he insured your car?
He was trying to pursue me. He was trying to date me. And that was one of his ways to get me to date him, was to get car insurance for me. So that was something that he did as a gift.
Just a second. Melanie, he was trying to date you. He was trying to pursue you. That adds a new layer to this rather interesting
Actually, both
case.
owners were, actually.
What?
Yeah. The day that we went to go get products in Sausalito, Eric was rubbing my shoulders in front of the guy that we were buying
I
products
don't
from.
care, and neither does he. You don't care about rubbing shoulders, do you?
As long as they're not my shoulders.
Yeah. Well, I don't care about rubbing shoulders. All I care about is State Farm insurance for $150. Go someplace else if you want to talk about rubbing shoulders. Now, you allowed him to pay for your insurance, is that right?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Because he said it was a gift and he wanted to do that for me.
I don't believe you. Okay, listen, Melanie, where do you work now, darling?
I work at a day spa.
What do you do in the day spa?
I'm an esthetician.
How many days a week do you work?
4 days.
What do you do on the 5th day?
I take care of my son.
And on 4 days, working 4 days a week, you're able to support yourself and your child?
Yes, I am.
Okay, well, wonderful. So I hope you have the $650 to return to Mr. Mackey. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $650. That's all.
Advisor, been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Mrs. Calmanero, you and the defendant used to be married.
Yes.
And you have children together. And it is your claim that your former husband made false claims that you had and continue to abuse the children that you have together. And as a result of one of those claims, you were arrested. You want to be compensated to the tune of $5,000. And Mr. Maddox says that you have a history of child abuse, excessive corporal punishment of the children. He believes that you are still using corporal punishment on the children. And he has every right, and not only the right, but the responsibility as their parent to notify protective services and or the police that his children are at risk. Right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. How long were you married?
5 years.
How many children do you have?
2.
How old are they?
Hayden is 7 and Trevor is 5.
You have other children?
Yes, I do.
How old are they?
I have a 13-year-old.
Whose name is?
Is Cody. And a 9-year-old who is Jared.
Those children also live with you?
I do have my son, my 9-year-old, lives with me.
Where is Cody?
Cody moved in with his father about 2-3 months ago.
Were any of those two children the subjects of child protective proceedings or complaints?
The accusations have been made for all 4 children.
By whom?
By Michael Maddox.
By anyone else?
By my husband. His ex-wife has also made claims.
Well, does your husband have children?
Yes, he does.
How many children does he have?
He has 3 children.
Were there allegations of corporal punishment made by his former wife with regard to his 3 children?
Yes, there has been.
And what were the nature of the complaints that were made by his former wife?
Molestation, different things of that nature.
I'm talking about excessive corporal punishment or corporal punishment. You know what that means?
Okay.
Corporal punishment?
No,
that means hitting excessively or using an instrument to hit.
For Cody, Jared, Hayden, and Trevor, there has been accusations made on all of the children.
To excessive corporal punishment?
Yes.
By Mr. Maddox?
Yes.
And by your husband's former wife?
Yes.
Okay, now we're getting there. When was the allegation made with regard to Trevor and Hayden that caused you to become arrested? Tell me about that incident.
That happened on February 12th.
Okay.
And the children had went to go visit their father that weekend, and later on that night, I had been arrested for abusing my son, my 4-year-old. At the time, he was 4.
Okay, Mr. Maddox, the children were with you for a scheduled weekend visitation?
Yes, they was.
And tell me what happened.
What happened was she used to drop the children off at my sister's house. So when she dropped them off, I came over and I proceeded to pick my children up. I took my sons to my house and I started to change their clothes. I noticed the bruises. Right then I called.
Noticed the bruises where?
On the buttocks. There was 3 places on the buttocks that they had bruises. This has happened.
What did the bruises look like?
They were small bruises, about a 1/4 inch wide, probably maybe 1 inch or so long, around their butt. So
on both children?
Just one.
Which child?
The youngest one, Trevor.
Did you ask Trevor and or Hayden how that happened?
Yes, I did. They told me their mom spanked them with a paddle.
So who did you call?
I called the police department.
You indicate, Mr. Maddox, that your judgment of divorce, you indicate in your answer, that your judgment of divorce has an unusual paragraph in it with regard to corporal punishment. Do you have that with you?
I sure do.
I'd like to see it, please.
This wasn't the first time that this has happened.
No, let me see it. Now, then I'll ask you questions. Okay? Well, there is a paragraph in your judgment of divorce that provides that neither party shall allow the use of corporal punishment upon the children. Was that a negotiated term of the separation agreement?
Well, what happened is I had to remodify it because it started happening before this case, and so I had it put in.
Had there been a history of that before, Mr. Maddox?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
What kind of a history, sir?
One time, right when she started dating Rick, she was living in a different county, and I picked him up, and he had bruises up and down his rear end.
Who?
Trevor had bruises that she was living with him at the time. And so I took him to the county that I was in, the police department. They took pictures. Well, they proceeded to try to find her, but she had came back into Stanislaus County, a different county, and they couldn't go over into that county. So I proceeded to have that, the CPS from the Merced County was checking it out, and so when she moved back into Stanislaus, the case kind of got dropped.
After you called the police, what happened on the 12th of February of 2003?
The officer took the report. He called another officer out, a female officer that takes the pictures, and she proceeded to take pictures. Then he told me that...
Don't tell me what he told you. Just tell me, did either of the officers that respond speak to either Trevor or Hayden?
They did. They spoke to both the children.
And subsequent to that, they came to your home and arrested you?
That's correct.
Is that right?
That is correct.
When they arrested you, did they take anything from the house?
Yes, they did.
What did they take?
They asked me if I had a paddle, and I said I had a cutting board, which was confiscated. That is what I brought here today. It's my cutting board. You can see that I do use it as a cutting board.
Okay.
It hung in my kitchen. It's in my kitchen today. I did get it back because all allegations were dropped.
When?
That was dropped on March 27th. I have that court
I'd like to see the court papers, please.
And the DA's information is on the back, which was also
I'd like to read
dropped. It's on the back there.
Is this the only write-up? Does anybody have a police report, please?
I have a police report.
I'd like to see the police report. All this says is that the case was dismissed on the DA's motion for insufficient evidence.
Your Honor, I asked. Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
This has been dropped. This was stated after the fact.
What after the fact? What are you talking about? You have to be told not to hit children with instruments?
And later today,
He didn't pay.
No.
And he did go to the wedding.
Yes. He walked her down the aisle, did everything the father does, except for pay.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Carrie Colmenero says her ex-husband, Michael Maddox, had her falsely arrested for child abuse. Michael says Carrie spanked their 4-year-old son so hard it left marks.
Is it true that you hit your children with a wooden paddle?
No, it is not true.
Then you're telling me that the police officer who filed this report is a liar. Is that what you're telling me? Did you know the police officer who responded to the scene on the 12th to arrest you? Had you ever seen him before?
I never previously seen him.
So there would be no reason for him to hold or harbor a grudge against you in any way. Is that right?
No.
Is that right? Is that right?
That is correct.
And there would be no reason for you to believe that he would hold or harbor a grudge against your husband in any way?
No.
Is that correct? So you believe that when he filed a police report, he filed a police report that accurately reflected both what he observed and what was said by both you and your husband. That would be a fair statement, would it not?
Yes.
Good. So I'm going to read to you from the police report.
Okay.
Okay? Let's start out with something simple. He responded on the 12th of February, 2003, to the defendant's home. I will paraphrase that part of his report because it is not really germane to what I'm going to tell you. When he got to the defendant's home as a result of the defendant's telephone call, he examined your sons, and he found bruises and marks on Trevor.
Mm-hmm.
He then asked both boys, little boys, how that happened, and both boys said to the police officer that Mommy spanked me, and that's all they would say. They said nothing else. There were no marks viewed on Hayden, only on Trevor. But based upon those marks and the statement, they came to your residence. Now, fast forward. Police officer, I asked Carrie, that's your name, isn't it?
Yes.
If she had spanked either of her boys earlier that day. She advised that she had, with a wooden paddle, which was still located in the kitchen. At that point, I placed Carrie into custody for violating Penal Code Section 273, cruelty to a child. I then escorted Carrie out of the residence and secured her in the rear of the vehicle. As I was furthering my investigation, Deputy Jeff and stayed with Carrie as I went back into the residence to interview Colmenero. That's you. I asked if he knew the whereabouts of the wooden paddle. He advised that it was in the kitchen. I followed Colmenero into the kitchen and watched as he retrieved an approximately 12-inch by 13-inch brown wooden paddle from the counter. I asked Colmenero what the paddle was used for. He advised that Carrie uses it to discipline both boys when they get out of line. At approximately 3:30, both boys, he said, were getting out of control and tearing up the house. He was very specific. He watched as Carrie yelled at both boys and grabbed the wooden paddle and then proceeded to spank the victim approximately 2 times and Hayden 2 times for disobeying her. At that point, he didn't see any other physical injuries on either of the children. He also advised, that's him, that the last time Carrie had spanked the boys was 2 days before, on the 10th, at 7 p.m. for the same circumstances. Then the police officer interviewed your 2 older sons, who confirmed all of that. Both boys, your 2 older sons, say that that's your modus operandi. When they get out of line, you take a wooden paddle and you hit them. So my question to you is, first, stand up here. What are you complaining about?
What's
your lawsuit about?
My lawsuit is due to being arrested, and this has been dropped.
So? It can be dropped.
You
did it!
There was nothing stated in our court custody that this was stated after the fact.
What after the fact? What are you talking about? What's after the fact? That you should not hit children with instruments? Is that what you're telling me?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Carrie Colmanero says her ex-husband, Michael Maddox, had her falsely arrested for child abuse. Michael says Carrie spanked their 4-year-old son so hard, it left marks.
You have to be told not to hit children with instruments?
I am saying that this incident is not... I have the DA's information here, and they have overlooked the children. If you would take a look at this also.
Listen to me, madam. Your husband said that you hit the children with a paddle, correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And you say that that's her standard operating procedure for dealing with the children, correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And that the children had marks as a result of that, at least one of the children, correct?
Correct.
You weren't falsely arrested. The case was ironically, erroneously, stupidly dismissed. For what reason, I don't know. Maybe he had a DA who's got his head up his behind. We do not hit children with instruments. You got it? Goodbye. The case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, I think the judge knew what she was talking about. And, I was just hoping that the district attorney in my area would go ahead and pick it up.
I am not a cruel mother, nor have I ever been, and Michael Maddox is very aware of that.
I just think that they can see right through it with all my documentation that, you know, she was just after money from me.
I only pray that he stops doing this, lets my husband and I go on and live our lives and parent our children.
They just, you know, quit doing that to my kids. We won't have a problem.
Obviously, if we were mean, they'd be dead by now, or at least, you know, out of our hands. And that's not the truth.
I would like to get custody of the kids, you know, so they live with me and in a stable home.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Lewis versus Robbins. Step forward, please.
Homemaker Debbie Lewis is suing her ex-husband, assembly line worker James Robbins, for half the cost of their daughter's wedding. Debbie says he reneged on his promise to pay.
Ms. Lewis, the defendant is your former husband, and according to the complaint that I read, he agreed to pay for half of your daughter's wedding. Which one of these two lovelies is getting married? What's your name?
Angie.
How old are you, Angie?
23.
When are you getting married?
I already got married. I got married in September.
And he agreed to pay for half the wedding, and it was a very reasonably priced wedding. Half the cost of the wedding was $865. And he didn't pay.
No.
And you want him to pay?
Yes.
And he did go to the wedding?
Yes. He walked her down the aisle, did everything the father does.
Okay.
Except for pay.
Okay. Now, Mr. Robbins does not deny the fact that he agreed to pay for half the wedding. Correct, sir?
Correct.
And he does not deny the fact that he went to the wedding. Correct?
Correct.
And who else went with you to the wedding?
My wife, Robin.
So, Mr. Robbins, the ball is in your court, sir. Why didn't you pay for half your daughter's wedding as you promised?
Well, because ever since I've left her in '90, she's been putting her hands in my pockets trying to get money out of me for everything. And the divorce decree that we have does say that she gets to use the kids for taxes reasons. But the state of Utah took custody from her because of verbal and physical abuse. And I got a paper here that says that the divorce decree follows the child. And it cost me $1,600 because she did claim my daughter on taxes where I have the right to. And I also have a letter from her that's showing that the custodial parent gets to claim them on taxes. And if that's the case, I didn't get claimed for 13 years that we've been divorced.
If you believe that in a certain year, I assume last year, that you had the right to claim a child as a deduction, she claims the child. You claim the child, and the IRS is going to come and look at both of your tax returns and say they will make a decision as to who is going to claim the child as a deduction. The other one will have a penalty. But you don't do a set-off. You promise to pay for half the wedding. Why didn't you pay her between September and April?
Well, I told her that I would pay her when I could, which would...
No, that's not right. What do you mean when you could? How many children do you have?
Well, I have 4 with my wife now.
We have 3 children.
Just a second. You have 4 children now, and how many children do you have that got married last year?
Just 1.
And you said you would pay for half the wedding.
Yes, I did.
Pay for it. It's the right thing to do. And stop making excuses and stop telling me what happened in 1990, that she's had her hand in your pocket. You
Well,
had
it just all added up. I mean, everything's added up to the...
Mr. Robbins, you have altogether 7 children?
Well, I've got 4 stepchildren, 3.
Then I'm not talking about your stepchildren. They are not your responsibility.
Oh, I married them, so I feel they are.
Well, I'm telling you, by law, they are not your responsibility unless your family is on welfare, are they?
No.
Well, if your family's not on welfare, then those children are not your financial responsibility. They are the financial responsibility of their mother and their father, not you. You have primary responsibility for only 3 biological children. 3. And your first biological child was getting married. She was having a very small wedding. $865 represents your half. And if you didn't have the money to pay the $865, you should have gotten another job. If I make myself clear, sir?
Yes.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $865. That's all.
This is case number 156 on the calendar in the matter of Niemeyer versus Petrie Carpenter. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated.
Mr. and Mrs. Niemeyer, these folks were friends of yours.
Were.
And then, sometime several months ago, according to your complaint, you had a falling out over $100.
Yeah.
And you claim as a result of this falling out that the defendants damaged your car, assaulted you want damages. The defendants say that you became an aggressor over this $100, and you, in fact, assaulted them, and they are counterclaiming. So first, why don't you tell me what happened on this day? When was it, in April?
I went to a customer's house. I was running a side business.
What kind of business?
Computer work, building computers, setting up networks. I was having a problem with satellite, so I called Chris out. He went to our apartment and took my wife's car from there, left his wife there.
Okay, well, these are details that I really don't think I need because I've read your complaint, and your complaint says that you gave him $100 for his day's work in helping you.
Yes.
And he gave you the $100.
Yeah, he gave me the $100.
Go ahead.
His wife was asleep when we got back. She was pregnant, so I went to sleep on the couch.
Mr. Niemeyer, listen to me carefully, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? Because I have other things to do tonight.
I understand. Sorry.
You gave him the $100. According to you, they slept at your house.
Yes.
And the next morning, the $100 was missing. Is that right?
Right, my stuff had been rummaged through.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Shh. Shh. The $100 was missing. And they believed that either you or your wife took the $100.
Which we didn't.
So pick up from that point.
Okay. Basically, he woke up and somehow his stuff was scattered out through my house. It's like he had been through my house and looking for stuff to steal or something. I don't understand it. I don't understand how stuff gets his stuff that was in his pockets when I went to bed is scattered out throughout my house, and he's looking in my car and everything.
I want to know how it
my
got
MP3
scattered
player
around.
was missing.
Listen to me.
My laptop was missing.
Listen to me. None of those things, Mr. Niemeyer, are contained. Listen to me.
I'm listening.
Are contained in your complaint that your things were missing. So I don't want to hear it. He woke up, his $100 is missing. He asks you about it. Your wife says, I'll look for it. They leave. Sometime later that day, they either came or called. Which was it?
Well, early when they were leaving, we got in big arguments. She was saying, I'm going to kick your butt.
Oh, you mean there was a dispute before they left in the morning?
Before they even left. They were accusing me of stealing. You know, it's like I just paid him $100. And
yeah, why would you take it back if you just paid him? That's ridiculous.
Yes. I don't understand it. So he called back later and he said, hey, y'all, or he had Brandy call back later and talk to Jennifer. She said
Just
no.
a second.
Okay.
His wife called back and spoke to you?
Yes, ma'am.
What did she say to you and what did you say to her?
She told me that I needed to have my husband give her man back the $100.
And what did you say to her?
I told her that I would talk to him, but it was between them. I knew that my husband hadn't taken the money. We looked all over the house. Chris had lost it.
Did they come back to the house?
Yes, they did.
What time?
10:30
10:30
p.m.
Had they called first to tell you that they were coming?
Basically, at that point, Chris had called me back and said, what's your gate code?
Gate code?
Yeah, it's getting our apartments. I said, Chris, you just need to turn around and leave. You know, I don't want to get kicked out of my apartment. Then, at that moment, I knew knowing Chris for so long, I needed to go out there and look. Well, I went out there and looked. He had driven around in the exit gate when somebody had left.
So he was in your apartment complex?
Yes, ma'am. So at that point, I ran back upstairs. I called Craig and said, look, dude, I don't know what's going on.
Why did you call Craig?
Huh? Well, I didn't know what to do. You know,
Who's Craig?
Huh? This, my witness.
Well, I know. I see Craig sitting over there. I mean, what is he?
He's just a neighbor, basically.
He lives in the same complex?
Yes. I just wanted somebody to be able to see what was going on.
You didn't call the police?
At that moment, we thought we could talk things out and that things wouldn't escalate to that point. I went outside and tried to talk to them.
What did you say to them?
Brandy was really polite to me. I told her that if they were coming to start stuff, they couldn't do it there. We have 2 children. We have a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old that don't need to be around that. And they didn't leave when I asked them to leave.
And?
At that moment, I went down there to talk to Chris. By the time I got out there and I noticed that it was just a screaming and holler match, I started to come back. Well, at that point, Chris started pushing me. Give me my money, or I'm going to punch your face in.
Never pushed you.
It's in the police report, Chris.
He pushed me all the way back up to my
Let me ask you this
apartment.
question.
Excuse me, Judge.
Shh. Chris, you weren't the only 4 people in the house.
They're 2 kids.
They're 2 kids.
Right. There were 2 toddlers, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, would you give me a reason why this friend of yours, who you've known since you were children, who called you to come for a day's work, who took out the money to pay you, would then, while you were sleeping, rummage through your things and steal the $100 that he had just given you? It doesn't make sense. Now, is it possible that one of the 2 toddlers was going around the house and while you were all sleeping and rummaging through your stuff and his stuff and sort of scattered everything all over the place? Is that possible?
It's possible.
And then the money would have been gone. Is that possible?
She would have found it when she was cleaning.
Not necessarily. What if the toddler took you $100 and flushed it down the toilet? Would she have found it?
No.
Now, tell me in your own words, what happened when they came back at 10:30 at night?
Well, he started pushing me, and so I walked upstairs. I was trying to go back in the house. I was going to get Jennifer to call the police. At that moment, I turned around, and he's still right there, and he's trying to get in my house. So I pushed him back out of my front doorstep, because I wasn't going to let him in my house. At that moment, Brandy come walking upstairs.
You pushed by me and hit me in the stomach
anyway,
when I was pregnant.
when I pushed...
Don't speak.
When I pushed Chris back, pushed him like that to get him out of my doorstep, at that moment, Chris said, "You hit me." Turned around and swung. He hit me across the side of my head. Brandy came over the top of him, and their 3rd little guy, whoever he was, I don't know who he was, came running upstairs, and they all 3 commenced to hit me on my balcony. At that moment, I slid out, and Jennifer comes running out.
I heard noises. I came outside. All 3 of them were on top of him. My first thought was get Brandy off. She's 7 months pregnant, and I even told her, I said, look, you want to beat him up? Beat him up. Wait till you're done being pregnant. I said, that's between y'all, but not
After
when
he
you're
hit
pregnant.
me in the stomach, I was defending myself.
Sure, she was
Listen
on
to
top of
me.
him.
Listen to me. Big mouth. Big stupid mouth. When you're 7 months pregnant, you don't go back to a house where there has been an altercation in the morning when you know it's very possible that there's going to be another altercation. You stay home. You get it? And if you put yourself in the middle of a fight and then say, oh, don't touch me, I'm 7 months pregnant. If you're 7 months pregnant, you use your brains if you can find them and stay home.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Chris brings his fist up and punches Josh.
He had hit her in the stomach and she's pregnant.
Got in my face and I pushed his face back out of mine.
You and your wife were having a very bad day, period.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Joshua and Jennifer Niemeyer claim former friends Chris Petrie and girlfriend Brandy Carpenter caused them to be evicted and broke the rear window of their car. The Niemeyers claim the incident started over a missing $100.
Come on, let's go.
At the point when I pulled Brandy off, the other guy had gotten off too, and it was just Chris and Josh, and they ran down the stairs fighting. And Josh yelled at me, just go grab $100, give him $100, make him leave. So I went, got the $100, went to hand it to Chris. Chris said, he's going to hand it to me. So I handed the money to Josh. Josh hands the money to Chris.
So he said, he's going to hand it to me. Another idiot. Yeah, go ahead.
So Josh hands the money to Chris. As he's handing the money to Chris, I'm standing there, and Chris brings his fist up and punches Josh, and then says, don't hit me.
Josh at never one point hit him. He was handing him $100.
Then what happened?
I lost it. I threw the money at him in his face and I was like, Jennifer, I got to get out of here. You know, I'm on probation. I'm not trying, I've straightened my life
For what?
out. Excuse me?
Possession of a controlled substance.
Yes, I'm on probation. I've straightened my life out. You know, I just need to get out of here.
So he left.
So you went to leave. Now, when he went to leave in his car, you chased him, according to your answer. Now he's leaving.
To get the license plate number, so 'cause she was running down to call the police because he had hit her in the stomach and she's pregnant. I never touched him.
What? Let me ask you this question.
He just came out swinging and hit her in the stomach.
Listen to me. Why were you there at 10:30 at night?
To talk to him about the money.
No, you went to his house to confront him about the money. And you had already had an altercation with him in the morning. And if you were going to go over there to have a confrontation with him, why did you go over there angry, which you were, and
I wasn't angry when I went.
Oh, yes, you were, sir. That's why you went there. And who did you bring with you?
I brought her with me.
Who else?
And my witness.
You brought a friend with you. Why did you bring the friend with you?
Because I was taking him home because we were out together.
Out where?
Ma'am,
Out where?
Out at her brother's house.
Doing what?
Seeing my nephew?
Yeah.
You know, I don't believe anything that you tell me. I think you're a troublemaker. And not a very smart troublemaker, because for somebody who's going to have a baby, you have to be a little more protective of an innocent than placing yourself in a situation that you know is potentially trouble. You understand each other?
Yes.
Good. You did, sir, a very foolish thing. Not only did you go back for a little more trouble and bring a friend with you.
He just happened to be in the car with us.
He got out of the car, didn't he?
When we first pulled up and I went to talk to Josh, he stayed in the vehicle.
Chris, is there a gate at their complex?
Yes.
Was the gate open when you got there?
The gate is usually open.
No, I didn't ask you if it's... Listen, you follow me.
Okay.
I didn't ask you whether the gate is usually open. I said, was the gate open on the evening of the 25th of April when you got there?
Yes.
Obviously not.
No. You're fibbing to me.
Do you have
You're
phone
fibbing.
records?
Just a second. You're fibbing to me.
Okay. The gate was open.
The front gate was not open.
You can believe what you want. I mean,
Okay, so after you ran out to your car and Chris followed you out to your car, I want you to describe what happened.
I know the way Chris is and what he.
Don't tell me what you know. Just tell me what happened.
I turned around and looked, and I saw Brandy and the other guy. They were going back to their car. I didn't see Chris at that moment, and so I had put the car in reverse, had just let off the brake, and all of a sudden I hear, thunk, hit and run. I turned around and flipped him off.
He jumped on his windshield and then yelled, hit and run, got
Did
up.
the police report that he hit him?
What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
Anyway, at that moment, I'm so fed up with all this crap that's going on. I didn't let him in the apartments. I told him to go away. I just, turned around, flipped him off, and said, Chris, whatever. I know your games. And at that moment, Chris is standing in front of my car. I let off the brake, not with the gas on, but where the car just slowly rolls to push him out of the way. Because,
Did you
all they were
leave?
there, all they were there.
Sir, listen to me carefully. Did you ultimately leave?
After he had jumped through my windshield, yes.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Joshua and Jennifer Niemeyer say former friends Chris Petrie and Brandy Carpenter owe for causing them to be evicted and for vandalizing their vehicle.
Would you step up, sir, please? Step up.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me your name.
My name's Craig Majors.
Mr. Majors, take your hands out of your pockets.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you a witness to any of this?
What I saw is very little, actually. I mean, whenever I was coming back from getting laundry, all I heard was a thump and some screaming.
So you didn't see anything?
Oh, yeah, I saw. Yes,
well, then
I
I
did.
want you to tell me what you saw, sir.
Okay, what I saw was him backing away from his car and some yelling going on.
And?
Well, Josh tried to proceed forward, and whenever he did so, it kind of looks like he did just a back dive or a back buster on his window. And I didn't see if it broke the window or anything, but I did hear the loud, crash. Not actually broken glass, but maybe the hood.
Okay, good. And that's all
I
you
could
saw?
see is him run and jump on the front of his
Okay.
car, and
That's
that was
what you
it.
saw.
He did not get hit like somebody getting hit at 50 miles an hour.
Good. Have a seat.
Thank you.
Now, you have a police report?
Yes, ma'am.
We actually have 3. They were really
Can I see
busy
them,
that
please?
weekend, and these are all 3 from the same weekend, different occurrences.
One of those is right before us.
Who's Tony? Who's Tony?
I believe that was
That was right before our house.
that was at a gas station. She assaulted him.
She assaulted another
Do you
guy.
know who Tony Gonzalez is, madam?
Yes.
So how come you didn't answer me?
Well, I didn't know the guy's name.
Well, now I'm telling you, you were arrested with regard to an incident.
I was never arrested.
On 425, well, this says arrested person, information number 1. Date arrested, 425-04. Person arrested, Brandy, that's you?
Yes, but I was
Okay.
never arrested.
And the complainant was one Tony Gonzalez. Now tell me about that. That's on the same date as this incident.
Right. We were at a gas station, and he almost hit my car, and whenever he was pulling in the other side, I was parked this way, he was pulling in on the other side of the pump, and I looked at him like, you know, don't hit my car, and he made comments of me being a white, and da-da-da-da, whatever, and we exchanged words. Well, I got out of the car, and he got in my face, and I pushed his face back out of mine.
What part are you forgetting?
Shh, I don't want to hear you when I'm not speaking to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And the cops came.
This is the same date as this incident, is that right? April 25th.
Yes. It was way later.
Oh.
That happened
So
in the afternoon.
That happened in the
after
afternoon.
the police were involved with this other assault with regard to Tony Gonzalez, who you put your hands on.
Yes.
While you were 7 months pregnant. Then you and your husband went back to their house.
Not directly after, but yes, later on that evening.
Later on that evening.
Yes.
Oh, you must have had a really good day on April 25th.
There's also one.
Shh, I didn't ask you a question. Okay. The gas station attendant in this incident, Brandy, says, and she doesn't know you, and she doesn't know the victim. This independent witness says that she observed you being the instigator in the incident and stated that she saw you cursing and slapping Mr. Gonzalez.
I never slapped. I pushed him back, his face out of mine, yes.
You told the police that you pushed him in the face.
Yes.
That's not a slap. You pushed him in the face. Interesting girl. You're an interesting girl. All right. And then I have this, and the only one I'm interested in is the independent witness who lives in the complex who says that you ran out after the car and you were screaming at him, "Give me my blank money or I'll smash you in the face." That's just from somebody who didn't even want to be involved.
If you read the paragraph above it, please read the paragraph above it where it's a witness that has no relation to anybody who said that she was walking to her car in the parking lot when she saw suspect 1 hit complainant.
Oh, I believe that he hit you.
Confiscated vehicle.
I believe that he hit you.
Yes.
I believe that he hit you. I believe it's your fault. When you look for trouble, you're going to find it.
I wasn't looking for trouble.
Oh,
I went
going over
to
there
talk.
at 10:30 at night to a home where there are 2 toddler children is looking for trouble. Earlier that day, you had been in another altercation with them. So you and your wife were having a very bad day, period. Period. And if there was an altercation at his front door and he was trying to leave, which he was, to get away from the police, to get away from you, but he was trying to get away because you say he ran to his car and I followed him. And you told me that you went there just for the purpose of getting his license plate. That's what you swore to about 15 minutes ago. But that's not true because you've known him for a very long time. He's not going to disappear. He's got a wife and 2 children. So your counterclaim is dismissed. If you got injured that day in his car, too bad. And if she got a bellyache in the car because she was there, because he hit her, that's her problem. She and her 7-month fetus should have been home in bed at 10:30 at night. Now, let's get to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Your car was damaged?
Yes.
How much?
We have the receipt right here for...
180 for the windshield, and then it was $462 to get out of impound.
Okay. I believe that they're responsible for that. I believe that, but for the fact that they came to your house at 10:30 at night looking for trouble, this whole unfortunate incident wouldn't have happened. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $642. That's all.
Judge, you may be seated.
Miss Cronister, this is your son?
Yes.
He's 17 years old?
Yes.
Have you ever had any trouble with him driving a car?
That was the first incident. He had only had his license for a month when this incident occurred.
Okay. What's your first name?
Corey.
So let's talk about this, Corey. Okay. According to your complaint, Mr. Wynn is a real nut. And he chased you in his car for no reason and caused you to have an accident. And after you had the accident and he caught up with you, he slammed his car into yours, causing damage to your car. So you had damage from the accident, and you had damage from his car hitting yours.
Yeah.
And in addition, you say that he slammed the trunk of your car on your arm.
Yes, ma'am.
When you went to get a baseball bat out of the trunk of your car, and that caused you injury. All told, you want Mr. Wynn to compensate you in the amount of $2,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Wynn says that he was being a good Samaritan.
Yes, ma'am.
That he saw you involved in a hit-and-run accident. You took off after you hit something, and he was following you until he could get the police to apprehend you. So I'm going to start with you, Mr. Wynn. On what day were you being this good Samaritan?
June 30th, I believe it was.
April 30th.
April 30th. I'm sorry, excuse me.
And where were you going to, and where were you coming from?
I was coming home from work.
And what time of the day was it that you were coming home from work?
Approximately 3:45, 10 to 4.
What kind of car were you driving?
I drive a 95 Dodge van. It's my work van, so I carry all my equipment and tools in it. It's a full-size van.
And what car were you driving, Corey?
95 Ford Taurus.
Whose car is that?
That was my car. It was in her name, but I was driving it.
Who was with you?
3 of my friends were with me.
Did you ever have an agreement with your mother not to drive other people around in your car?
No, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Wynn. So you're driving down the road, and what do you see that draws your attention?
I was heading south on Blanding. He was coming north on Blanding. There was a white car. It was a good ways ahead of me, probably 100, 150 yards ahead of me.
Ahead of you?
Ahead of me.
So you're going in the opposite direction?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
He made the turn to go down Alligator, which is my road that I go down also. I seen him hit the back end of the white car. It wasn't real hard, but he did hit it and just took off. I mean, he just nailed it and went. The lady who was driving the other car, which I didn't stop, had pulled over, was getting out of the car as I rounded the corner, and I just stepped on it trying to catch up with the car, see if I could at least get the tag number. That's all my intention was, is to get the tag number. Well, being he's in a smaller car and I'm in a big van with a lot of tools and equipment, I couldn't keep up with that van, with the car.
My car is not a smaller car. It's not like a little bitty car. It's a big car. I can fit like probably 6 or 7 people in my car.
I'm not asking you that, Corey. Dear?
Sorry.
Mrs. Chronister, you weren't there.
I know.
You weren't there. Does Mr. Wynn look like a nut to you?
No.
He does not. He doesn't look like a nut.
But I believe his behaviors throughout the thing were...
Just a second. He doesn't look like a nut.
No.
So if your son told you that he didn't hit this car, his son is lying to you.
My son never said he did not. He admitted to hitting the car, even to the police.
Good. Mm-hmm. So you hit this car.
Just now I bumped the car.
After you hit the car, what did you do?
On the Alligator, the road that he was turning on, we stopped. The other car was going the other way, like we were in the median and we were coming across. We stopped and looked over, and then her car just kept going. So we just kept going. And then with this car, the van, we seen a van behind us. I started taking the turns to go to my house. They were like, "This van's following you." I said, "The van's following me?" They said, "Yeah, speed up." So
Did you, just a second, did you get out of your car to look and see if there was any damage on your car?
No, ma'am.
Why not? When you hit somebody, when you hit somebody and you're moving, that's what you do.
Yes, ma'am. It was a very slight bump, so I knew there was nothing wrong with the car.
Got it?
Yes.
Now, I can understand a woman in a car with 4 men in another car who's bumped, maybe not feeling comfortable about pulling to a complete stop, if that's what she says is happening. But that doesn't mean his first reaction isn't to get a plate number and then report it to the police, right?
I had no disagreement with that. Right.
Fine. So he started following you. And then what happened?
So they were like, "He's following you." So I took down a couple roads. I was still driving, just regular driving. And he kept following.
Now, you saw him immediately after you hit the white car.
No, man, I took a turn, and then they.
Why did you take a turn?
I never saw him. My friend said.
Why did you take a turn?
Because I was turning to go to my house. I just kept going. I didn't think nothing of it.
What street did you turn down?
It's just like a little dirt road that comes onto a Alligator.
Do you know what street he's talking about?
No, ma'am, I had it written down, but I didn't. I apologize, I didn't bring it. But he turned down that one. He turned down several of them. As far as regular driving, he was fishtailing.
You hit the white car, and how much later did you take a turn?
Probably 5 minutes. I mean, I had to go down Alligator a little
About
ways.
3 blocks.
3 blocks. Now, he's following you. You're 4 guys in a car. He's 1 guy in a van.
Well, we didn't know who. Like, I couldn't see inside his van. We didn't know anything about the van. We just knew that he kept saying he was following you. He's following you. So I said, okay, well, let's find out if he's following me. So I started turning down roads that I wasn't on my way to go home. And I just turned down and turned him, and he's still there. I started looking in my rearview mirror. He's still there.
Why didn't you go down the road and go home and call the police?
Because my house was an hour away from there. I live a long way away from town.
Well, what about your friends? How close do they live?
They, I would have had...
Corey.
Yes,
Corey.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
As a very, very dear friend of mine says, everybody's entitled to their opinion. You have your opinion, I have my opinion. Ultimately, it's only my opinion that counts.
And later today...
So you went from her to her, back to her. Is that right? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, that's my opinion.
You must have some secret something, George, and if you do, it's got to be a good secret, because I don't see it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 17-year-old Corey Rossell says fellow motorist Russell Wynn ran him off the road during a chase. Russell says Corey was fleeing the scene of a traffic accident.
Now, did you ever think that the woman that you hit in the white car was thinking the same thing about you and your 4 friends in your car?
No, ma'am, because we had stopped and we saw her drive off, so we just thought it was just...
She didn't drive off.
No, ma'am, he didn't even slow down.
She didn't drive off. That's what you told your mother.
If he'd have stopped, ma'am, I'd have went on my way, thought nothing of it.
If she would have stopped, how would he have known that she stopped if he was following us from the minute that he saw it?
Because he says he saw you hit her and take off. That's how.
That didn't happen. We stopped. I swear we stopped.
That's what you do when you hit another car, even if it's a little bump. You get out, you look at your car, you look at their car, you say, is everything all right? Are you all right? And then you leave. Unless you're scared that you've had your driver's license for a month, you got 4 friends in the car, and maybe if you just take off, this whole nasty thing's just going to go away. It's just common sense, Corey. That's what makes the world go round, common sense. That's why he was chasing. He's not a nut. He sees 4 kids in a car, hit another car, and take off. And that's why he was following you.
There was other incidents that made me feel different after the fact that we got onto the main road, and he was still right behind me. Well, it's just rained, so it was pretty slick outside, and I started going through all these roads. I finally got to the end of the road, so I turned onto a main road, and he was still right behind me. He's still there. He got right up beside my car. This is why I didn't think he was actually following me, because he ran my car off of the road. And he ran my car off the road to where he almost ran right into my driver's side door. And then he got out, and all I could hear was him cussing and cussing and cussing. And so I just took off. I was like, I'm not going to sit here for this. And I took off, and then I was like, I'm turning here, and it just rained, and I had a lot of dirt on my tires, so it's slick, and I just ran right into the tree. And then after I hit the tree, I backed up, and the guy was still back there. And I started going through the parking lot, and they're like, he's still there.
And you got 3 other teenagers in the car with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. He's supposed to stop.
Well, I agree at one instant, but I'll be honest, I have told my children that because previously in Florida around our area, people have been shot, you know.
You mean cars bumped?
Cars bumped, you know, all that
That's why
kind of
the white car may have moved on with 4 men in the car behind them.
I agree.
How do you not do the right thing and then come to court to sue about it?
Because I think he took justice into his own hands. I think he could have taken the license plate down.
Just a second. Do you think that your son was driving recklessly during that time?
I'm not saying he was in the right either, but I'm just...
Listen to me, Ms. Chronister. Then what you have to say is, if my son did something wrong, and as a result of my son doing something wrong, there was damage to my car, you don't come to court and sue over it.
I guess my main problem and concern comes in from when they did get on the main road. And he did come up on the side of them to the point where...
So get him over so that he would stop his car.
And when he did stop his car, he comes out cussing and hollering.
How many minutes did it take for him to chase you down?
Probably 20, 25.
He's on his way home from work.
And I understand that, but it's not even like his car was involved in it. He was supposedly being a good Samaritan, I understand, but I just think he went overboard.
You're entitled to your opinion. As a very, very dear friend of mine says, everybody's entitled to their opinion. You have your opinion, I have my opinion. Ultimately, it's only my opinion that counts. Your son did the wrong thing. He hit a car, he took off from the accident. This gentleman who was just looking to go home after a day's work said, that's not right, they just hit this lady in a car and took off. 4 kids in a Taurus, and I'm going to catch up with him, and I'm going to get his license plate, and I'm going to see to it that he's reported. And your son takes off and takes him on a 25-minute chase. I would have taken away his driving privileges. Did you get him a new car?
No.
Good. Your case is dismissed.
But ma'am, I have a question though. After my son wrecked, this is where the punitive comes in, he hits him from behind, gets out of his car with a bat, and follows my son with a bat in his hand, screaming and yelling at him.
Threatening him
How is
with a
that?
And what did your son do?
My son stood there and yelled. They were yelling. His car was smoking. Then my son went around and went to get the bat, and that's when
Went to get his bat.
Right.
Case is dismissed. Goodbye.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She kept going, like I said.
My intentions was only to get his tag number.
No evidence was found that I hit her.
I was bound and determined to get the tag number.
There was no evidence she was ever there.
That's the only thing I was trying to do is get a tag number.
It's just my word against his, and I guess his won.
I just doing my duty.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Lopez Chantarasaka versus Muth. Step forward, please.
18-year-old Beverly Lopez and her boyfriend, 20-year-old waiter George Chantarasaka, are suing George's former lover, 19-year-old tutor Saram Muth, for breaking into their home and stealing property.
Pronounce your last name for me.
Chantarasaka.
Chantarasaka. What's your first name?
George.
George. Do you mind?
No.
According to your complaint, this young lady is George's former girlfriend.
Ex-girlfriend.
Former, that's former.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry.
And it is your claim that she broke into the apartment that you now share with George.
Yes.
Broke the door to your bedroom, vandalized the room, and took some of your property. Your defense is that it's your apartment, and you have the right to go into your apartment because you're on the lease.
Yes.
And you did take some of her property, but that was a mistake.
Yes, I did.
But that you gave it back to her.
Yes, I did.
When did you break up with George?
We broke up a week before I left, which was about May 24th.
And when did you come back to the apartment on the incident that Miss Lopez is complaining about?
A week after June 11th.
And when did you move into the apartment, Miss Lopez?
I think the last week of May.
And you moved in with George?
Yes.
So now he's your boyfriend?
He's been my boyfriend. We broke up for about a month, and that's when he got with her.
So you went from her to her, back to her, is that right? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
You must have some secret something, George, and if you do, it's got to be a good secret, because I don't see it. Now, you came back June 18th. Tell me why you came into the apartment. What were you looking for?
I came back to the apartment to drop off his wallet because he left it in my cousin's car. And I was there to pick up some of my stuff and take it back to California with me. Little did I know, my door was locked. So out of anger, I broke my door.
The door that you had that you say was locked, is that a door to a bedroom that you had shared with George?
Yes.
So it was George's bedroom as well?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
So I broke off the doorknob, went in, took my stuff, and I also took her stuff out of anger.
And where did you put them when you took them?
I actually took it with me to California, but then I realized my stupidity, and I brought it back the next day.
You're lying.
Just a second. Did you get it back?
No, I didn't get any of my stuff back.
Show me that you brought it back and gave it to her.
I have a witness who can't come in because she's a minor.
Well, then if you have a witness that I can't question, then you have no witness.
You're right. I don't. But I did bring it back. Why would she wait for a month to file a report saying that I stole her stuff?
I called you and I told you that I wanted my things
Listen,
back.
Miss Lopez, don't speak to her. Speak to me.
Okay.
Did you get your property back?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Do you have a bill for the replacement of the doorknob?
No, I don't.
No, I don't know.
But this is the doorknob. This is how it looks when she broke it off.
I don't need the doorknob, madam. She says she broke the doorknob. I need what it's going to cost to fix it.
Well, we don't have the bill.
You have a list of items that she took out of your room?
I have a police report.
Well, you originally told the police, madam, that all the stuff that was taken was original value and current value were the same, $900. Why are you suing her now for $4,500?
Because my things are actually worth more than $900 at
You
the
mean
time.
they increased in value since you filed the police report?
No, I didn't.
Listen to me. If you file a police report and they ask you what the value is and you gave them their original value and the current value, I assume that when you filed that police report you were trying to be as accurate as possible. Is that right?
Yes, but at the time I wasn't really thinking because I was really...
And now you're thinking? Is what you're telling me now you're thinking? Heaven help me. You have no right to take up property and you have no proof that you returned it. I have no idea how much it's going to cost to fix the doorknob because you don't bring me a bill.
And she broke my video camera too.
You have a bill to have it fixed?
No, I don't.
Well, what am I supposed to do? I'm not a mind reader.
Your Honor, I did not break his video camera.
I'm not considering the video camera because people have to know that when they come to court, they have to be prepared. They have to be prepared with documents. They have to be prepared with receipts. They have to be prepared.
But
I'm speaking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They have to be prepared with an estimate of what it's going to cost to fix property if there's an allegation of damage. And if you don't have that, the judge isn't going to get it for you. George, you got it?
Yes, yes.
Good. As far as you're concerned, you made this report soon after the incident occurred. You told the police what happened. You told the police what your property was worth. You told them at that time that it was worth $900, which is probably a stretch. Certainly that stretch isn't going to be stretched into $4,500. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $900. That's all. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out. The parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated.
Miss Starling, Mr. Bartelli was your former live-in boyfriend, and according to your complaint, he owes you a whole bunch of money. He owes you some money for rent. He owes you some money for some court costs that you laid out for him. You want him to pay for new tires for your car. All in all, you're really annoyed with him. I gather that Mr. Bartelli moved out unceremoniously with no notice. Is that right, sir?
I feel I don't owe her the money.
No. You moved out unceremoniously, which means that you didn't have a discussion with her, you didn't sit down and talk to her, you just packed up your things, you decided you had enough, and you just left.
Your Honor, I just fed up with it. I don't feel I should have...
Just say yes. Just say yes. That's what you said here.
Nah, I don't feel it's right.
Oh, this is going to be harder than I thought. I'm going to get to you in a second. All right, Miss Starling. I have to see if I'm playing now with a level playing field. Here we go, because I haven't asked you a question yet. When did you and Mr. Bartelli move into this apartment that you shared?
In October of 2003.
Had you lived together before?
Yes.
And when you moved into this apartment, did you both sign the lease?
Yes, we did.
Can
And I
I
have
see
a copy of that.
the lease?
I don't think I didn't sign the lease.
Oh, take me back to the family court, please. Okay, so, Mr. Bartelli, it is your statement, sir, that you did not sign the lease. Is that, you did not sign the lease?
I don't remember signing the lease.
Ah, that's a different thing. Shut up. I believe you said I didn't sign no lease. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And that was a quote, because that was bad grammar. Now you say I don't remember signing the lease. Is that right, sir?
Yeah.
So then, Officer Byrd, would you please show Mr. Bartelli this witnessed signature on the lease?
It's your signature?
Yeah, but I don't remember signing it.
Mr. Bartelli?
You just don't remember.
Mr. Bartelli, that's possible that you don't remember signing it.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean you didn't sign it.
So me and Miss Starlin were together, and she sent roses and flowers to my office trying to get us back together. Then whenever I didn't reply to that, she took and sent me court papers.
Miss Starling, I don't want to hear from you. I want him. He's dying to say this. So you know what my sense is? If I let him say this maybe once, maybe he'll get it out of his system so that when I ask him questions, he'll give me a relevant answer. All right? So, Mr. Bartelli, go to it.
Excuse me?
All I said to you was, sir, the fact that you don't remember signing it is belied by the fact that you did actually sign it in front of a witness. And you started to tell me about flowers and candy that she sent you. And I didn't see how those two things were connected in any way.
Well, me and Miss Starlin used to drink, and we quit drinking. We moved to Orlando, and she had lost her job, and her son moved in with us. So I feel I don't owe the money because I had to pay that money. And then she started drinking. That's why I left. And then when I left, she started sending flowers and stuff to my job, and then I didn't comply to that, and she sent me court papers.
Now he got it all out of his system, right? That's your whole story,
yeah.
And you're sticking to it,
I feel
right?
I don't owe the money.
That's your story, and you're sticking to it.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Now we have to go do this my way, which is collect information, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to make a ruling on her lawsuit. Do you understand, Mr. Bartelli?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of work do you do, sir?
I do carpentry work.
Okay. Which I assume you understand very well.
Mm-hmm.
Good. This is what I understand. I understand evidence. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you signed a lease on the apartment in October of 2003. And when did he move out?
April 3rd, 2004.
Now, you moved out, sir, because according to what you said in your mentally prepared statement, she started to drink again, you didn't want to live with her anymore.
Yeah.
So you want to tell me whether you discussed moving out, or you didn't discuss moving out, or you just packed your bags one day and left?
I just packed my bags and left.
If you just packed your bags one day and left, sir, you are still responsible, at least partially, on this lease. You signed a lease, obligating yourself to pay half the rent for a period of time. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Now, why do you think that you shouldn't be held responsible for at least paying the rent until such time as she can secure someone else that she wants to live with, if that's at all possible?
Well, I feel I didn't ask her for money whenever she had lost her job and her son had moved in with us, and I didn't ask for money back for that. So why should I have to pay that?
How much
rent?
were you supposed to pay in rent, Mr. Bartelli?
The rent's $1,000 a month.
So your half was $500?
Mm-hmm.
And how did you expect her to cover the other $500 a month for the remainder of the lease?
Yeah, but see, I didn't ask her for money for the electric and food and stuff like that.
I paid her. Oh. Okay. All right. Now, you also claim that you helped him out when he was arrested a while ago by giving him $500 to pay for some bad checks that he had written. And Mr. Bartelli, you don't deny that you had gotten yourself into some criminal trouble.
No, I don't deny, but see, all of our money was in together.
No.
She might have paid that, but I paid this.
Listen!
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
So is what you're telling me after you wrote this series of bad checks, you decided to open up a joint checking account with you?
No way.
Yeah, just to say.
Right, no way.
And later today,
I reached back and pulled the chair up so I could sit down. He had pulled that chair, and I fell down, and I yelled, "Philip, why did you move that chair?" He laughed.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Diane Starling says ex-boyfriend Frank Bartelli owes for unpaid rent and a loan for tires. Frank says he and Diane shared their money.
Let me remind you what you said, sir, in your answer. You said, I don't deny that she gave me the money for these bad checks.
Yeah.
How did you pay her back for the jail bail money?
Well, she had borrowed the money from her brother. And like I said, we worked and all of her money was in one bank account. So she might have took the money out to pay that, but we took my money out to pay other bills. So all of her money was in the same account.
But you said that she borrowed that $500 from her brother.
Yeah, she paid her brother.
So if she borrowed that $500 from her brother, did you pay her brother back the $500?
Yeah, she sent checks to her brother.
She sent her checks to her brother for the $500.
Mm-hmm.
And the $500 was coming out of a bank account that you both pooled your money for household expenses. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
No, everything.
What's everything?
All of her money was in the same account. My whole check gets deposited, and hers did too.
Well, was this bad check money an expense that you anticipated?
No, this is all of her money was in the same account.
Try to listen to what I'm saying, Mr. Bartelli. When you wrote the bad checks, did you know you were going to have to pay them back?
Yes.
So why did you write them?
At the time, I didn't have no money, didn't have a choice.
So it was always your intention to pay back the money for the bad checks, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
In what year did you write the bad checks?
2002.
And when did they finally catch up with you?
2003.
On what checking account did you write the bad checks?
That was out of my checking account.
Why didn't you use your joint account that you had with her?
Because we didn't have that account at that time.
So is what you're telling me after you wrote this series of bad checks, you decided to open up a joint checking account with you?
No way.
No, just a savings. I just got a savings. I just got a savings account. She got a
So you
checking
didn't have a joint checking account?
No.
No.
Please.
All right. Now let's get to the tires. He used your truck, and after he left, you found the tires needed to be replaced.
They were bald.
They were
With
bald.
wires
Well,
showing
that's
this
your
much.
fault. Listen, Diane, darling, you let him use the truck, right?
Right. I didn't notice they were so bad.
Listen to me. Well, you should have noticed. Mr. Bartelli, I know that you don't feel as if you owe Miss Starling any money, but you do. You can't just decide that you are fed up and pack up your bags and move out, because that's immature and it's irresponsible, and it's sticking someone else with a big obligation that they didn't anticipate paying by themselves. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So you owe her $2,500 for the rent. She also helped you out by borrowing money from her brother, and you didn't pay her back. Despite all your speeches, you didn't pay her back. So I'm entering a judgment in the plaintiff's favor in the amount of $3,000. Do the right thing, Mr. Bartelli, that's all.
Party's
Thank
excused. You may step out.
I think it went very well. I'm glad that Mr. Bartelli is being held accountable for what he did to me.
She just upset because I left her.
Well, I wanted to ask him to step outside, but he was too small.
She just left messages begging me to come back, and I wouldn't do it.
I missed him. He was a good guy, basically.
I hope we could be friends.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Elliott versus Worsham, step forward, please.
Plaintiff Sheila Elliott is suing casino owner Ken Worsham for pain and suffering due to an accident in his casino. Sheila says she fell to the ground when a worker removed a chair from underneath her during a game of Texas Hold'em.
Mr. Worsham, do you operate a casino? Is that what you do?
Yes.
Where is the casino?
Sacramento.
According to what I've read, Miss Elliott, you were playing some sort of a game, Texas Poker?
Texas Hold'em.
Texas Hold'em. I'm trying to figure out how this game was played, but I gathered that there were 10 players to start with. Is that right, sir?
Normally there's 9.
And when one person leaves, they take away that spot, and it goes to fewer people and fewer people, almost like musical chairs. Miss Elliott was playing this Texas Hold'em, and according to you, you went to sit down, and one of the employees of the casino had removed the chair that you were going to sit on. Is that right?
At the time, the chair was there.
Well, when you went to sit down, the chair wasn't there.
Yeah, when I went to sit down, it was gone.
And you fell.
Yes.
And you want Mr. Worsham
Worsham.
to pay you $5,000.
Yes.
What time did you start to play Texas Hold'em?
I started there early in the afternoon.
What date? Can we date?
On the 2nd.
2nd of what?
Of January.
And what time did this incident happen when you fell?
It happened like, to my recollection, I would say 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Anybody have a different time and date?
Yes, it happened about 6:30 a.m. in the morning.
So she fell about 6:30 a.m. in the morning.
That's
How do you
correct.
know that, sir?
We had a tape of it, of the incident.
And that's what the tape indicates?
Yes.
Okay. Is that possible?
No, it happened before then. Now, what his tape is showing, it could be. I didn't see this tape. I asked to see the tape.
That's not what I asked you. I
Okay.
said, could it have been at 6:30?
No, I believe it was before 6:30.
Who was the employee who was moving around the chairs?
Mr. Philip Leong.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sheila Elliott says she was injured during a game of Texas Hold'em at Ken Worsham's casino. Sheila says a casino worker removed her chair while she was trying to sit down.
Miss Leon, you're an employee of Mr. Worsham's?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me what time this incident happened?
I come in, see play on the table, and
What
around
time?
6:30.
You moved a chair, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me why you moved the chair?
Because gotta player get off the table, so I get off the table. So I ask anybody want move the chair. We have 10 seats.
I'm not, Mr. Worsham, you're going to have to act as partial
Okay.
translator for me. I'm not following this.
Okay, well, he asked if anybody was going to move seats. And then when no one said they were going to move, then you take a chair out.
Okay. Is that what was basically happening? One chair was being taken away?
No, ma'am.
Well, tell me what your version of these events are.
My version is it was late in the morning.
Okay, go ahead.
There were approximately about 6 to 7 players at the table, not 10.
Okay.
And not that many chairs.
Okay.
So what happened was Philip was reading a book for about maybe 30 to 40 minutes. So when I noticed that it was a few players and I had been sitting in this one particular seat for so long, I looked over at him reading the book. I said, Philip, can I move into that seat? He said, yeah, go ahead. Just like that. So it was me, a chair, and the third chair, the one I want to move into. So I didn't go behind the chairs. I came in front of the chairs. And I put my hand on the table like you normally do, as I do all the time. I reached back, because the chair, I felt the chair on the calf of my leg. I reached back to pull the chair up so I could sit down. No chair. He had pulled that chair immediately. And I yelled. I said, Philip, why did you move that chair? And he said, oh, and they all started laughing. He laughed. That's what made me so mad. And when I fell down, my shove fell on my left shoulder. And when I fell down, I felt something like in the back of my neck, back of my head, like, and they was going to pull me up with this arm. And I said, no.
Miss Elliott, after you fell down, did you find a chair?
No, the chair wasn't there.
Shh. Did you find a chair to sit and continue playing that morning?
After they got me up?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, I did.
And how many hours did you continue to play after you fell on your behind?
Okay,
no, just a second. Just
stayed,
answer my question. How many hours did you continue to play?
I stayed for several hours. I stayed there.
How many?
Oh, I
1
stayed
hour,
all, no.
2 hours?
No, I stayed all that
3
day.
hours.
All
All day?
Yes.
And I read your papers, and you said that after you fell, however, you felt a little woozy, and you went to the bathroom, and you took a Vicodin.
Yes, right.
Where'd you get the Vicodin from?
I carry Vicodins with me all the time.
For what?
Because I had back surgery back in '92.
So
and
you
when I have back
92
problems,
was 12 years ago.
I have back problems, and ever since I had the back surgery, I've been on pain medication.
So you take pain medication for your back?
Not frequently now, but I just carry it with me in case.
Carry it with you just in case you
yes,
fall.
If I get, yes.
And
not
you sat
in
and
case
played,
I fall.
Miss
no.
Elliott, and you sat and played all day that day. Is
Waiting
that right?
for him to come in.
I don't care what. Listen,
Yes,
Miss Elliott,
okay.
listen to me very carefully, my dear.
All right.
This is not windfall day. What Mr. Worsham said to you when you approached him, because you waited for him all day instead of going to a hospital if you were injured because you couldn't move your shoulder, because your shoulder was all out and your back is out and you're taking Vicodin. You go to a hospital. You go to a doctor. You don't continue to play Texas Hold'em. Elliott, Mr. Leung, didn't purposely pull a chair out from under you. He wasn't playing a Halloween prank. You weren't injured. You only get paid if you're injured, even if he was negligent. And people who are injured don't stick around for a whole day and play Texas Hold'em, Miss Elliott. Do we understand each other?
I understand you.
Very good. Now, you offered her $500?
Yes, ma'am.
Why did you offer her $500?
Well, she kept asking me what I was going to do for her. And I told her nothing. And she came back in and asked me again. And I finally said, okay, I'll give you $500. And she said, is that all I get? And I said, yes, that's all I'll give you. And she left again, went back and played cards.
What time was this? Do you recall?
This was another day. This was about 3 days later. In fact, I believe it was on a Monday or Tuesday.
You mean she came back, her injuries resolved, and she came back 3 days later?
Yes.
Is that right?
I came back to see him, not to play cards.
But you did play cards.
I wait while I was waiting for him. Yes.
Miss Elliott, courts have important business to take care of. It is not the role of courts to allow people to abuse them with nonsense lawsuits. Your lawsuit is nonsense. Okay. You were not injured. If you were injured,
yes,
you would.
was.
No. If you were injured, a person of your age knows that if you fall on the floor and if you're injured, you don't sit around all day playing cards. You take care of your injuries. That's what you do. You chose not to do that. And you chose to come back a couple of days later to see him again, to ask him how much money he was going to give you. And while you were waiting, you weren't injured so much that you couldn't sit down and play a few games of Texas Hold'em or wherever else you were going to play. So, Miss Elliott, This is not a windfall day against Mr. Worsham. He offered you $500. You should have taken it. You didn't. He's not offering it anymore.
I didn't come back to him.
Dismissed. That's all.
Okay, thank you.
Parties are excused and they step out.
Under the matter of Carroll versus Clark. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Mr. Carroll, I've read your complaint, and according to your story, you met the defendant on a dating website over the internet. You began a long-distance relationship, and over the course of that brief relationship, you loaned her a substantial amount of money.
That's correct, Your Honor.
And then she broke up with you. She told you she had a new boyfriend. You want your money back.
Correct.
Ms. Clark says she never borrowed any money from you. You gave her money. The money that you advanced to her were gifts. She owes you nothing. When did you find each other on the internet?
I believe about October of last year.
How old are you, sir?
27.
Where do you live?
I live in Virginia Beach, Virginia.
And you?
I live in Martinsville, Virginia.
How old are you, Ms. Clark?
27.
How many children do you have?
I have 5 children.
When you met on the internet, did you tell Mr. Carroll about your 5 kids?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right?
Yes,
You were looking for an instant family?
It didn't matter to me. She seemed like a nice person, so I wanted to get to know her better. And the fact that the children never bothered me. I love kids, and I don't have any of my own, but I do have a niece who I adore, and I like children, so that condition didn't bother me.
When did you first meet in person?
Weekend of Halloween.
And how often did you see her?
After that, she came to see me about every other weekend, if not every weekend.
And she would come with or without her children?
She'd come with her children.
Did you all get along?
Yeah, got on pretty great. I took care of them for Christmas, and I bought them Christmas presents, which those were gifts. And then about the beginning of last year, beginning of this year is when I started loaning her the money.
When did you break up?
Beginning of May of this year.
Who broke up with whom?
She called me and told me she didn't want to continue the relationship. She said she needed more time in her life with no men in her life and wanted to get her life straight without a relationship, and that she wanted to stay friends and then maybe one day pick our relationship back up where it left off.
Okay, but you had a new boyfriend at that point?
Not at the time. Okay. After a little while, I did start seeing somebody else.
When?
A couple weeks.
A couple of weeks. Waited that long, did you?
It was mainly, I was trying to be nice. It was mainly because we argued all the time.
About what?
Pretty much any little thing you could imagine. Every time we were on the phone, we argued.
Okay. Is this the boyfriend?
Yes, ma'am.
Is he here for any reason?
My witness.
For what?
Money that he was never said that it was a loan.
Well, how would he know that?
Because he was a friend of mine and he was with me all the time.
So you mean while you were dating Mr. Carroll and asking him for money, what's your name?
Triton Horton.
What?
Triton Horton.
First name?
Triton.
Triton. I have to tell that name to my daughter. She likes peculiar names for her children. That's one I haven't heard. Anyway, so Triton was around while you were dating and borrowing money from Mr. Carroll.
I wasn't borrowing any money from Mr. Carroll.
Taking money from Mr. Carroll. How do you like that better?
No.
So Triton was around while you were taking money and seeing Mr. Carroll. That's either a yes or a no, Miss Clark.
Yes, ma'am.
And then he became your boyfriend.
Yes, ma'am.
2 weeks after you dumped Mr. Carroll.
Yes, ma'am.
Does he live with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Since when?
He's been living with me. Well, he lived with me even when we were together. So did his witness.
So, what's your name?
Myra.
Myra lived with you?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you two meet?
In Virginia Beach. I brought her and her boyfriend back home with me because they...
You met through the plaintiff?
Yes, ma'am.
And she came to live with you, and you were living with yourself,
myself at the time.
Your 5 children, Triton, and Myra.
Actually, they lived with us first, and then Triton had moved in when he had lost his apartment.
He lost his apartment because he didn't have any...
Money.
Money. How much money did you give to her over the period of...
Over the course of January through May, I loaned her well over $5,000 via Western Union, which I have receipts right here for every single one.
Now, tell me how it would come about that you gave her this money.
She would call me and say, I need my bolts are broken on my car, I need to get replaced, or my kids are sick.
Your Honor.
Shh, just a second.
My kids are sick, or I'm sick, I need money for food, or I need money for Easter, I need money for car repairs. I need money for my bills. My lights are about to get shut off. My rent's overdue. I'm going to get kicked out of my house. Please, honey, help me out.
Please, honey, help me out. And what did you say to her?
Absolutely. I mean, I cared about her and I cared for her children, so I was going to be willing to look out for them. And since we were supposedly dating at the time, I wanted to make sure she was taken care of. So I loaned her the money.
Well, so far I haven't heard anything about a loan, Mr. Carroll. So far I've heard, babe, can you help me out? And you said, I said, sure, because we were, listen to me, Mr. Carroll. Because I said, sure, you know, we were a couple, we were together, I cared for her, you know, and she needed money, so I wanted to help her out.
Well, it was all under the condition she would also say, you know, I promise I'll pay you back. And Myra here, who was with her almost every single time, she would say, I promise I'll pay you back. And I said, well, I need the money back. And I can't just be giving out all this kind of money and not get it back. And I need some, redemption at one point or another. And she's like, I promise I'll pay you back.
Mr. Carroll, let me tell you something. Don't embellish when you come to court. Because I can hear her saying, honey, I promise I'll pay you back. As soon as I get a job, I promise I'll pay you back. But I don't hear you saying to her, listen, I need some redemption at some point. And that I don't believe. I believe she probably said to you, honey, I promise I'll pay you back. So don't embellish. Because when things don't sound right to my ears, they're usually not true. We understand each other, Mr. Carroll?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She was always asking for money about, well, the twins are sick and I need some money, please, so I can get their medication. Yes, she would use some of the money to get the medication, but she was also using the money to buy illegal drugs.
And later today...
Don't stand there and make excuses. You know, you can't get by on good looks. Beauty fades. We're not. Ladies, beauty fades. Dumb is forever.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Martin Carroll says ex-girlfriend Cynthia Clark owes for unpaid loans to pay bills. Martin's witness, Myra Edwards, claims Cynthia used the money to buy drugs.
Can I see those, please? What did he give you the money for, Miss Clark?
One time he sent it for Easter to help get my kids Easter baskets. My twins got sick and he had sent me money for medication. Another time he'd send me money to go down to see him because I couldn't afford a trip by myself. I wasn't working at the time, and I do have 5 children, and he wanted to see me, so he would send me money to come see him.
Go ahead, let me hear the rest.
He also had sent me money to fix my car, well, to get another car because my car was messed up.
All this money that he was sending you, it came out as a result of you placing a telephone call to him to say, honey, I need money, because otherwise he wouldn't have known. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you called him and asked him for money.
Most of the time he offered it to me. But I would talk to him about the problems, and he would offer it to me. You know, I'm here for you. I love you. I'll do anything for you. If you need the help, you know, I'm here for you. I'll send you the money.
Now, all the time he was saying that to you and you were telling him that you needed money for all these things, Mr. Triton over here, he was living in your house. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And not working because he didn't have any money, which is why he got thrown out of his own house. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Myra, you were living at her house.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you ever present when these phone calls were made asking for money?
Phone calls were made regularly from her to Martin, and she was always asking for money. Well, the twins are sick and I need some money, please, so I can get their medication. Yes, she would use some of the money to get the medication, but she was also using the money to buy illegal drugs.
No, ma'am, Your Honor.
Shh, just a second. Did you ever hear her say to the plaintiff anything about paying back the money?
She would be crying to him on the phone, talking about she would pay him back. And then she'd get off the phone with him, well, he's a sucker because he should know that I'm not going to pay him back.
No, ma'am, Your Honor. Shh.
How many rooms are in this house?
3 bedrooms.
You had one?
No, ma'am.
Where did you sleep?
On the couch.
No, ma'am, Your Honor. She slept in my bedroom.
Shh, 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 shh. Where did Triton sleep?
In the bed with Cindy.
And when did that start?
Around Valentine's Day, because he got out of jail shortly before Valentine's Day.
What were you in jail for?
Probation violation.
Up here. Probation violation for what?
Failing to do my community service.
Community service on what was the underlying charge? Is not an answer.
Felony gun charges.
Were you sentenced to prison on that charge?
I was sent to a year in Henry County Jail.
So that wasn't your first arrest?
No, ma'am, it wasn't.
Right. Okie dokie. And you got out of jail about Valentine's Day?
Yes, just before.
And moved right back with Miss Clark?
No, ma'am, I didn't move right in with her.
How many days did it take you to move back in with her?
It was more than a few weeks. I got my own apartment, and then we made an agreement with Myra and her boyfriend that they could move into my apartment since they were sleeping in Cindy's bed.
Now, when she moved out with her boyfriend, where did you move to?
I moved to the air mattress and the living room floor.
You mean you moved out of your apartment where you had a nice, comfortable bed and you slept on the floor? You want me to believe that?
The apartment was a rat's nest.
And that's why she moved in there, because it was a rat's nest.
That's because she didn't want to live there no more.
Ms. Clark, I don't believe that there was a contract that was made between you and the plaintiff that I can characterize as a loan. I think that she would call you, ask you for money, you loved her, you gave her the money because it was your intention that the two of you were going to spend your lives together. That be a fair statement?
I wanted to build a relationship. I don't know how long term, but I wanted to, you know, I was looking out for her and kids, and the only reason I did it, I was under the assumption that she would pay me back. She would always tell me she'd pay me back.
Listen to my question.
Okay.
How did you think she was going to pay you back? With what?
She said
wampum?
She said when she got a job, she'd start paying me back.
Okay, listen. This is somebody whose business is making babies. She's 27 years old. She has 5 children. She has no money. She relies on the largesse of others. She finally got herself a job. She's got a boyfriend who can't, I was going to say who can't get himself arrested, but that wouldn't be true. So you listen to me very carefully, sir. I don't believe that you had what I would consider a valid contract with her to repay you this money. However, I believe that you're entitled to the money from her because I believe she defrauded you. I believe she led you to believe that you were in a monogamous relationship with her. And based on that monogamous relationship that was working towards something that could have been permanent, she was asking you for money. And I believe that all the time she was asking you for money, she was making a fool out of you with Mr. Triton. So she got that money from you fraudulently, and she has to return it. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No, I did not fraudulate him.
The whole time we were supposedly together, she was cheating on me with Trayton.
I should have told him.
She's a lying, trifling.
I'm just glad it's over.
Just watch your back.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Henry versus Parsons, Spurlock, Smith. Step forward.
Registered nurse Marianne Henry is suing her son's former friends, 18-year-olds Annie Parsons, Amy Spurlock, and Taylor Smith, for scratching his Honda Civic.
Mrs. Henry, which one of these 2 young men is your son?
Right here in the sport coat. Joshua.
Joshua, you know these 3 young beauties?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you know them?
I went to school with them.
You were on a camping trip with them?
Yes, Your Honor.
Had you ever dated these girls?
No, Your Honor.
Did you ever want to date these girls?
No, Your Honor.
Were you friends?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to your mother's complaint, because you were driving her truck. Is it a truck or a car?
It was a car.
Car. These 3 lovelies decided to pull a little bit of a practical joke, right?
Yes.
Tell me what you did to Miss Henry's car. Well, that was parked at the campgrounds on the 26th of June.
Well, I guess I can tell this part. This whole thing started...
What's your name?
I'm Amy Spurlock.
Go ahead.
Well, it all started because we took Josh's keys because he was really drunk and we didn't know if he was going to drive or we didn't know, so we took him and he was really...
Where did you take his keys from?
My boyfriend took his keys and then I had his keys. I took the keys from my boyfriend.
Why?
Because Josh was saying that he wanted to leave.
Just a second. That doesn't tell me how his tent got on top of his car.
Well, he became upset with us because we wouldn't give him his keys back. We went up to his tent because he went up there, he was mad at us, and he went up and went to bed.
What did you do when you went up to his tent?
We went up to his tent, and just as a joke, because, you know, he always messes with us. You know, when you go to parties, everybody just messes with people, and we were taking, like, the poles out of the tent to make it collapse or whatever, as a joke. And then we did that a few times.
So you took the poles out of his tent and it collapsed on him?
Yes.
How many times did you do that?
I would say maybe 3.
Then what happened?
And then he He got really upset and he came up because his tent was...
Just a second. What happened when he got upset?
And then he came back to our campsite and was like screaming and punching tents and just going crazy.
So he was angry?
Yes.
And then what happened, Amy?
And then we all went back down there.
Who's we all?
Myself, Annie, Taylor. There was...
You're Taylor?
Yes, ma'am. There was like maybe 3 other people.
Okay.
And we all went down there and he wasn't there and we were looking for him. And I took the poles out of his tent, like all the way out of his tent. And then I was dragging it over to his car and another young man put the tent on top of his car.
Why did you go up looking for him?
Because the place where we were is in the middle of nowhere. The only thing there is a Texaco and a prison. And everyone was joking around that night saying that 2 people had escaped from the prison, which I don't know if that's a true story or not. But that.
Why did you go up looking for him?
We were concerned for him. We didn't know where he went because he was mad at us. And we went, honestly, we went looking for him because we were going to be like, you know, Josh, we're sorry.
All right, so now you don't find him. You're looking for him and you're so concerned because these 2 mass murderers have escaped from prison that you pull the poles out of his tent. How did you think that that was going to help find him?
That's not what I was thinking. It was a joke.
No, just a second. But how could you be joking at this point if you're concerned for his safety?
I was angry with him because he had called me names.
Just a second. But then you didn't go up looking for him because you were concerned for his safety. You went up there looking for him because you were angry. Which one is it?
It was pretty much both. I mean...
Get out. Can I see the... Listen, they would know the truth if it came up and slapped them in the face. Can I see the pictures of your car, please?
Yes, ma'am. Here are the pictures of the photos, and I also...
And the estimates to have it fixed.
Ma'am, the estimate came from her body shop that she owns.
I don't give a rat's behind whether it came from her body shop or it came from her nephew's body shop or her husband's body shop. When you do the wrong thing, what happens is you cannot expect to be treated fairly by everybody. You did the wrong thing. Don't stand there and make excuses. You know, you can't get by on good looks. Beauty fades.
We're not.
Ladies, beauty fades. Dumb is forever.
But we're not trying to make excuses. We're just saying that.
You did make an excuse. Put your hand. I'm speaking. You did make an excuse. You said we were concerned. We went up there looking for him because 2 prisoners escaped. Your girlfriend then, because she was so concerned, took the poles out of his tent so that somebody else could drag it over and throw it on his car. Get a life.
But we weren't the only ones there. There were other people there that she's
And this is what you have to do. You have to pay $1,000 to have this car repainted, and if you think somebody else was responsible too, then you can sue them and say, I want to be indemnified for part of the money. But right now, it's your bag. Do you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
Good! Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,000.
Parties are excused. You may step out. 8 on the calendar in the matter of Johnson versus Ireland Pittman. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Which one is Ireland? Good, so I know where we are. Ms. Johnson, it is your claim that you paid the defendants to produce a music demo for you.
That is correct.
And you paid them, and they didn't deliver what was promised.
That is
I don't
correct.
quite understand all of the technical stuff that you put in here. But Mr. Ireland and Mr. Pittman say that you never fully paid, that you don't get some sort of a master tape. This is going to get very complicated. And since you didn't fully pay them, you got everything that you're entitled to. Is that close enough?
That's very close.
So, how did you find them, and what was this contract that you entered into?
I worked with Terrence Ireland at a group home as a teacher's assistant, and he listened to my demo that
So you had a demo?
Yes, I had a demo with another producer. And Terrence let me know that he also was a producer and that I should let him listen to my music. He then listened to it and said that he would like to work with me. He invited me down to his studio to meet his cousin Jason in hopes that we would be able to work together.
Go ahead.
As of right now, I am the copyright owner and the author of the lyrics and the melody to the 5 songs that I created with the defendants from November 2003 up until May of 2004. Now, there is no written contract, only a verbal agreement which states a work-for-hire situation in which I pay a flat fee of $500 per song to the defendants and also have the use of their studio and their musical backings. They have no claim to copyright, they have no claim to royalties, and they have no claim to my master. Now,
I know that.
Say again?
How do I know that?
Because I created the songs. I also have the copyright material.
Why don't you have a contract?
He told me that I did not need a contract, that all I would need to do is give him $250 up front and $250 in the end for the songs
Doesn't sound
created.
very professional to me, Miss Johnson.
No, which is why I'm no longer wanting their services. That is correct. They raised the price of the sixth song, which I started creating. This here is a musical director of the Grammys and of the Turtles. He also listened to my demo and told me also that it is an unfinished project. And in order for me to finish my project with another producer, they would need my digital formatted copy or master of my music in order to help me. If you'd like to...
Are you following all of this?
Sure.
Why don't you explain it to me?
Okay. She paid them to produce her stuff. They have her master.
Right.
This guy here is telling her that she needs the digital master in order for another producer to help finish out her demo.
How much did you pay them all together?
I paid them $2,500 for the 5 songs.
You have proof that you paid them $2,500?
I have proof for the 3 songs that I created. They're holding the other 2 receipts.
But you paid them in cash?
Yes, that is correct.
How much did she pay you?
She paid us all together. Let's see here. 500, 1,000, 1,500. Let's see. 16, 17, 17, 18, 19. $1,900, Your Honor. Sorry, I didn't have it all added up, but I do have all the receipts.
He says you pay him $1,900.
That is incorrect.
Show me proof that you paid him $25.
I don't have proof. They're keeping the other 2 receipts.
Well, how am I supposed to tell? He says you gave him $19.
Well, I have a disc of the 5 songs that I created with all 5 songs on them. They would not hand these songs over to me unless I had paid for the songs in which I created.
Well, what is it that you want from them? A master?
I want the master, the digital file that they hold in their possession, and also funds to finish my project. My project is not mixed nor mastered.
So you want them to give you what they got so far, plus give you more money?
Plus give me the money in order to finish. I also
She's not
have
going to do that. I got to do that.
I have to finish.
Well,
right
then
now,
go finish it.
Right now,
Johnson,
the project is incomplete. On
then
May
find
24th,
somebody to complete it.
Well, on May 24th, Jason sexually harassed me and told me that he works for music and that he could get me a deal if only I slept with him.
That was a very nasty thing for him to say. If you said that, that was a very nasty thing for you to say. Let's move on.
I have the 5 songs in which I created. They're withholding the other 2 receipts from me for sexual favors.
Now I don't get it.
What?
Now I don't get it.
I didn't get it either. Still don't get it. I want to get beyond this sexual harassment business that you tacked on to this. You want your master.
I want my master, and I want the funds that I need in order to finish the project.
They're not going to pay you that, Miss Johnson.
Well, that's why I'm here.
Good. Well, that's not going to listen to me. That's not going to happen. Okay, Mr. Pittman, listen to me very carefully, sir. These are her songs, correct?
No.
They're not her lyrics?
No.
They're not her music?
No.
Whose are they?
Ours.
You're telling me that you wrote the music?
Exactly.
Really?
Right.
Who wrote the lyrics?
I did, and Terry did. She actually went out and copywrote the music.
Behind our back.
Behind our backs.
Without our consent.
You don't know anything about that, right, sir?
No.
Because she says she wrote the music. They say they wrote the music.
She wrote the lyric and the melody for the songs.
How do you know?
She told me.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Listen, when somebody wants to copyright an idea, they don't copyright the idea after they've already let it out of the bag.
Well, I'm the only one that has the copywritten information.
And I'm telling you that that was a bit of slick maneuvering.
And later today...
You the jealous type?
No, but
a little bit?
Sure, isn't everybody?
I don't know. Depends upon if you've got something to be jealous about.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Michelle Ayanna Johnson claims music producers Terrence Ireland and Jason Pittman owe for the return of her music and for sexual harassment.
Now, you don't know who wrote the music. She says she wrote the music. They say they wrote the music.
May I say something, please, about that?
Sure.
There's 2 elements to a song. The lyric and the melody is the copyrightable item.
Yes.
You cannot copyright an arrangement.
No, I understand that.
Okay, so
that I understand.
She claims to me
that
and
she wrote that
the lyric
I don't
and
care
the
what you
melody.
believe. What you believe is irrelevant to me. She said to you, I wrote the lyrics and the melody.
Yes.
He says that he wrote the lyrics.
Lyric and melody. Okay.
I want to see the sheet music when it was written. Let me see. Don't you have that? Somebody have that?
I have the copy written with the Library of Congress that I submitted.
When?
On March of this year, 2004.
Well, when did you record it?
I recorded it from November of 2003.
Well, then what difference does it make if you sent to the Library of Congress something after you made the recordings?
Because I was determined that I was finished working with him.
Listen to me. If you write something, and if you know, Miss Johnson, that what you can do in order to solidify your position as the author of a piece of music, that you copyright it and you sent it to the Library of Congress, why didn't you send it before you recorded it?
Because when the defendants had the beats, I then wrote the music to the beats, so I didn't have the words when I came to the studio.
Just a second. When you say that they wrote the beats is a melody.
No, the guitar and the instruments. I wrote the way the song was supposed to be arranged.
Nobody is ever going to be able to tell what happened here because the three of you, semi-professionals, don't have a contract. And I'm not going to be able to tell who came in with the music and who didn't. You copyrighted something, but you copywrote it after you recorded it. So if you write the words to music and you want to copyright the words that you wrote to music, you copyright them by sending them into the Library of Congress. You did it after you recorded them.
Well, I was still recording. This shows in March. This date here shows the March
Listen to me, you said you started in November.
I started with them in November.
Right, you started with them in November.
Right.
Miss Johnson.
And it took about a month and a half to finish a song.
I cannot tell who wrote this music.
Well, I'm the only one that has the copywritten information.
And I'm telling you that was a bit of slick maneuvering because you already had recorded them. You already in March decided not to work with them anymore. So you said, bet you they didn't copyright it. So you sent in your copyright to the Library of Congress. And I'm telling you, if you were operating in good faith, you would have done it before since you knew how to do it.
Amen.
Listen, when somebody wants to copyright an idea, they don't copyright the idea after they've already let it out of the bag. They do it beforehand.
Well, Andy Kahn heard my music, and he told me also that my project was not finished. But after the fifth
Miss Johnson,
song...
I can't help you, my dear. Can't help you. Case is dismissed. That's what you have. You have 2 demos.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy, she made the right decision.
Well, I think it was a total sham.
She came in a I Dream of Jeannie costume with finger cymbals and tried to perform a dance for us in order to take our minds off the pocket.
That's just their dream and their fantasy.
We got a little rap for y'all. Bust it out. Check it out. Check it out. Yo. You can call me Jason or even Perry Mason. You got to pay whether you recording or you hating. You want to dance with Jason, but you ain't got the skill. We went on Judge Judy, yeah, we kill.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Utico versus Corona. Step forward.
Accountant Michelle Utico is suing her ex-boyfriend, plumber Stephen Corona, for ramming her Toyota 4Runner with his truck. Stephen claims Michelle is making up a story.
Miss Utico, this gentleman used to be your boyfriend, and according to your complaint, he got angry with you one evening and he intentionally damaged your truck. And Mr. Corona says that while he was angry that evening, he didn't do anything to your car, right?
That's correct.
Tell me when Mr. Corona damaged your car.
That evening, after I dropped him off at home.
What evening?
May 21st a.m., May 20th, midnight.
And where had you been?
We were first at my house, and we got into an argument, and then I dropped him off at his house.
What'd you get into an argument about?
Just general things, what couples normally get in arguments about. I mean...
I usually get into an argument with my husband about how many pairs of shoes I bring home.
Okay.
So what were you arguing about?
You know, I don't recall what the argument was about, but we got into one, and I dropped him off at home like he wanted to go. He wanted to leave, so I took him home.
What time?
It's probably about 10 or 11 at night.
And where did you go when you dropped him off?
I went over to his house. Visit
What's
over
his name?
This is my friend Frank. And I was there with a couple of friends. We were sitting out on the front porch, and then that's when he showed up.
And Mr. Corona, you acknowledged that you came looking for her.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And what happened when he came looking for you?
Well, he had asked for me to get into my truck and go home, to let's go home.
When he told you to get into your truck and let's go home, was he in his car or out of his car?
He was out of his car at the time. He parked next to my car on the street, and he got off of his car and pretty much demanding for me to leave. And with the look in his eyes pretty much looked violent, and I did not want to go, so I didn't.
He told you to get in the car and go home?
Yeah.
And what did you say to him?
Well, I was going to go. But then, I turned around and I said, no, I'm not going.
What did you say to him?
I didn't say anything to him.
When he said get in the car, did you tell him okay?
Yeah, I said okay. Yeah,
well, that's what I'm asking you. That's what I'm asking. It's not a hard question. Okay. I'm just trying to follow the events. What happened starting from once upon a time and ending with the end. So he got out of his car and he said, get in the car, I want you to go home. He says he acknowledges he said that to you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you said, okay.
Right.
And he says that that's what you said. You said you would follow him, right?
She said she was going to go home to meet her there.
But then you decided not to go home.
Yes, I decided not to go home.
So you turned around and you said to your friend,
right,
Frank.
Correct.
Frank, could you sit up, please? Sit. Good. Thank you, Frank. You said to Frank and his friends, I'm not going with him.
That's correct.
And you went back to the porch.
Right.
So far, your stories are exactly the same. But here's where we come to a fork in the road.
Right.
What happened next, Miss Utico?
Well, he got upset. He got into his car, and he wrecked into my car, which was not good enough for him, so he sped off and made a U-turn and came back around and wrecked even more into my car. And then
what do you mean wrecked? I don't know.
He wrecked his car into my car.
You mean he hit his car into your truck?
Yes, he hit his car into mine. So.
And he did that twice?
He did it twice.
Mr. Corona?
Yes, ma'am.
I've read your answer, and you flatly deny that this is the way it happened. So I have a few questions for you. Mr. Corona.
Yes.
What did you have an argument with Miss Utico about that evening?
We were arguing about her staying home and her wanting to go out, and I was trying to get her to stay home, but she insisted on leaving. She told me that she had to get up to go to work in the morning. That's why she wanted to drop me off, because usually I stay the night there. And it was kind of odd that she wanted me to go home, because she actually picked me up, and usually I drive over there, but she picked me up earlier, and then she dropped me off. You know, she insisted on dropping me off.
I don't... Excuse me, ma'am.
So, you cared about her a lot?
Sure. Very much so.
You the jealous type?
No, but I...
A little bit?
Sure, isn't everybody?
I don't know. Depends upon if you've got something to be jealous about. So let me understand this, Mr. Corona. Your girlfriend tells you she's got to get up early in the morning and she drives you home.
That's what she said.
You've got something in the back of your head that says, what's your first name?
Steve.
Steve. Steve, something's not kosher here. Because I usually spend the night, so I'm going to get into my car and go and look for her. Right? That's what you did.
Exactly.
And you're driving around, and something said, why don't you go over to old Frank's house? So you had the feeling maybe she was over there fooling around with Frank, right?
Possibly.
Well, you were going to give it a look-see anyway, right?
Sure.
I mean, is that what happened? Sure, that's where your car ended up.
Sure.
And then, sure enough, your girlfriend of a year and a half who had to get up early to go out to do something the next day, there she was, sitting, chilling with Frank on the porch. And you double parked your car next to hers.
Exactly next to hers on the side, parallel.
And you got out of the car and you said, I want you to get into the car and come home with me. Right?
And she said
and
yes.
she said...
She said yes.
Yes.
She said, I'm going to follow you. I'll meet you at my house.
I'm going to follow you home. I'm going to meet you home. And then she didn't.
That's right.
And then, according to your answer, you went home and went to sleep.
That's right.
That's wrong.
First, before that, before I went home, I went to her house and I waited in the front for her at her house.
Just a second. So you actually followed her direction and you went home.
Yeah. No.
How long did you sit in your car in front of her house waiting for her?
About 20 minutes.
Until he broke into my house.
Don't speak. 20 minutes?
About 20 minutes.
20 minutes. And while you were waiting this 20 minutes, did you start to get upset?
No.
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 You started to get, just a second, you started to get, if you weren't upset, did you start to get hungry?
I was.
Shh. Did you start to get hungry? Tired?
Yeah, tired, yes.
So you were tired?
Yes, I was tired.
And you said, forget it.
Exactly.
She made a fool out of me.
I'm done with it.
I'm finished with her.
That's right.
She made a real fool out of me this time because she made a fool out of me earlier in the evening when she drove me home. And she was maybe going to have somebody else come and stay over, but it wasn't going to be me that night. And now I went over there and made a fool out of myself in front of other people. And she made a bigger fool out of me, so you went home and went to sleep.
I threw in the towel.
Could I see the pictures of the car, please? You have a police report?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it. Well, you made the report the very next day.
Right.
What happened? Did they ever come to see you, Mr. Corona? The police?
No, ma'am.
They never came to see you?
No, ma'am.
You live in Los Angeles?
Yes.
They're probably real busy. Mr. Corona, I'm going to ask a question, but you don't even have to answer, Mr. Corona. I want you to look at my face. It's a nice face, right? You wouldn't lie to this face, Mr. Corona, would you? So I don't even want you to answer me, sir. Did it feel good? Did it feel good? It's going to cost you $2,284.56. I hope it felt that good. Judgment for the plaintiff, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may say the matter of Pierce versus Natterzad. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Mr. Pierce, is this your daughter?
Yes, ma'am.
And who is this?
My name's Emily Natterzad.
Okay. What's your first name?
Alexandra Pierce.
Alexandra, I'd like you and
Emily
to cover up your shoulders. We're not at the beach. Thank you. Here we go. According to what I read, Mr. Pierce, your daughter was using your car, and at some point, the defendant's son drove your car.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, he drove the car, at least for a moment, with your daughter's permission. But then, according to you, he exceeded that permission and burned out the clutch, causing serious damage to that thing which you have over there, which I'm not even going to try to understand.
That is correct.
What is your name?
Noah Natterzad.
Now, Noah and his father say that he had your daughter's permission, and there was no way that he could have caused the kind of damage that you say he caused. So, Alexandria, they call you Alex?
Yes.
Alex, where were you, and when did this incident take place with Noah?
It was on May 12th. I was driving to her house, and from
Driving to whose house?
Emily's house. I arrived at her house, and Noah came out from the garage and said, "Alex, you're parked wrong. Do you want me to repark your car?" And I said, "Sure, just simply."
What time was this?
Probably around 12 or 1 o'clock.
In the afternoon?
Yes.
Why didn't you go out and park the car yourself?
I don't know. I trusted him. I've known them for like 7 years. I mean, I didn't know he could damage it by just simply turning it around.
If you've known him a long time, you know that he's only 15 years old.
No, I didn't know that. He had taken Emily's car in the past and gone and gotten us food and stuff like that. I've seen him drive her car before.
Okay, so you handed him the keys to your car?
Yes. Just to repark the car, though. Then 20 minutes later, he comes back.
Go ahead.
And I was thinking, oh my gosh, where is he the whole time? And so I run outside, and the car stinks. It's smelling of like some really pungent, awful smell. And I figured, oh, what a dork. He just probably drove with the parking brake on. And I asked him, I said, "Noah, what'd you do?" And he just like ran back into his little computer thing and didn't answer me. So we ended up taking her car and going to the mall. And then we come back at around 10 o'clock, and the car still smells really, really bad. So I figured, oh God, there's obviously something wrong. So I tried to get in my car, and I tried to do the clutch thing, and there was no power at all. And the dad was in the garage trying to fix something, and I passed by him, and I went in the house, and I said, "Emily, you know what? The car's not working at all. Something's wrong with it."
What kind of car is this, by the way?
An Audi TT.
Go ahead.
So she's like, "You know what? My brother is such a jerk. He's like, I promise you, if you did anything wrong, we'll pay for it." And I was like, "You know what? Yeah, I hope so. I promise you," she said that. And then we walked back outside. She's like, "We'll talk to my dad. He's really good about cars." So we talked to her dad, and he tried to drive the car, and he saw for himself that the car was not working properly. You could not even hardly move the car.
So he got behind the wheel of your car?
Yes, he did.
Okay. And he tried to drive it?
Yes.
Is that right, sir?
Somewhat.
Don't tell me somewhat. Did you get behind the wheel of her car and try to drive
Yes, I
it?
did.
Then just say yes.
Yes, I did.
Good. So that means that she complained about the car immediately, right?
Right.
And I had said to him, I said, that early that day, Noah drove my car, and I drove here, and the car was perfectly fine. Then I got back, and it didn't work at all.
Fine. Now, Noah,
Yes.
you know who I am, right?
Yes.
And you know the one thing you don't want to do is say anything that's not true here. Because if you do, it will be the sorriest day you've seen in your 15 years.
Yeah.
You believe me, don't you?
Yep, I do.
What your father will do to you is nothing compared to what I can do to you. Now, when Alex came to your house, where was her car parked that was a problem?
Well, it has to be parked on the flow of traffic. So if you're going down the hill, it needs to be parking going down. She came on the opposite side, which would be the up side, and you get tickets if you do that. And I've seen it happen before.
Good.
So I was
So you
preventing
went
from her.
inside and you told her,
I told her that your car is parked in the wrong spot, and she'll get a ticket because I've seen it happen before.
and what did she say to you?
She said, go park my car on the other side.
Great. So
Yes.
far, we're in sync.
Yes.
So you went out, you took the keys,
Yes, I did.
and you turned her car around.
Yes.
But you didn't come right back inside, Noah.
I didn't come right back inside. Maybe
Right.
it was not.
So you turned the car around, and then you decided to go someplace else. Where did you go?
I went a couple houses down to my friend Jake's house. I didn't turn it around first. First, I went down to him, showed him the car, and he was going to come back up to my house with me because he was coming over. So I was going to bring him up, but then I stalled it once, and then the clutch was stiff.
Noah.
Yes.
What you did was you exceeded your authority. She gave you the authority to turn her car around and park it. Was your sister's car there?
No, it wasn't. Or yeah, her car was there because she was home.
Right.
Yes.
So if you wanted to go someplace, you could have used your sister's car, right?
Yes.
Do you have a driver's license?
No.
But you've driven your sister's car before.
I've never driven it. She said that.
So what you're telling me is you never drove your sister's car.
I've never driven my sister's
Did
car.
you ever drive your father's car?
Yeah, because I have my permit, but with him in the car with me.
Okay. And what kind of a car does he have?
An Armada. Nissan.
Does it have an automatic or a
Automatic.
manual? So the only time you've driven a car is, according to you, when you're permitted to by driving the car with your father,
Yes.
which is an automatic.
Yes.
So that when you got behind the wheel of Alex's car and you realized that it was a manual transmission, which is totally different, which I know I couldn't drive, and I've been driving for longer than you've been born, and she's been born, and she's been born, I would say, gee, I don't know how to drive this car. I couldn't get it from one gear to the next. Turn off the key, go inside, and say, Alex, I thought your car was an automatic. It's not an automatic, and I don't know how to drive a manual transmission. You better move your car around.
But I have friends who drive manual, and it's a guy's thing to know that if it's like
It's a guy's
no,
thing?
I'm just saying
Is that what you're telling me?
it's like
It's a guy's thing? You're born with that. You know how to drive manual. Is that what you're telling me? No,
Well, it's
I
a
told
common-
you. I told you. You don't want to look like an idiot in front of your sister and your father and 10 million other people.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Once you took it and it exceeded the permission she had given you, you stole it. Let me tell you, don't shake your head no. I'm telling you yes.
And later today,
You sold a used car to friends.
Well, frenemies, yes.
What did she say?
Frenemies.
Frenemies?
Yeah, I was kind of making a joke.
Only Bird makes jokes here.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 20-year-old Alexandra Pierce says her former friend's little brother, 15-year-old Noah Naderzad, burned out the clutch on her 2000 Audi TT.
Now, what you're telling me is you never drove a manual transmission except for her car.
Yes.
Do you understand now where your problem is?
I understand what my problem is, yes.
Good. This is your problem.
Actually, I have something to say. Now that I remember, she has let me driven her car before.
She has let you driven her car before?
She always does. She's given like 2 or 3 times before.
Just a second. So, Noah, so what you're
Now
telling
that
me...
Yes.
What you're telling me now is you lied to me a moment ago when you said that the only time you were behind the wheel of a car was when your father took you out pursuant to your permit in his car, which is an automatic. So you lied to me.
Yes, ma'am.
Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Look over here.
Yes, ma'am.
And you lied to me when you said that you would never drive a car without somebody's permission.
I would never drive a car without...
She always gives them.
Shush!
Oh,
that's stealing.
No, listen to me.
Yeah.
But you did, because Alex gave you permission to turn her car around. Once you took it and it exceeded the permission she had given you, you stole it. Let me tell you, don't shake your head no. I'm telling you yes. That's the law. Let me give you an example that maybe you'll understand better. If you go to a parking lot and you hand the keys to your car to an attendant, and the attendant in the parking lot takes the keys, like you did, and the attendant takes your car to Bayonne, New Jersey, and wrecks it, have you stolen that car? Yes. By him taking the keys, and he was supposed to park the car. He didn't take the car. He took it out, picked up his girlfriend, and went out for dinner to a fish restaurant in Bayonne. That's stealing. Do you understand that?
Yes, but
you
can I just explain
stole
something?
the car as soon as you did anything other than turn it around and park it.
Can I explain something real quick?
Yes.
Okay.
It's getting better.
On the way to turning around the car is where my friend lives.
You're lying. You're making it up as you're going because you just said to me a moment ago, before I turned the car around, I went to see my friend who lives a couple of houses down. Let me see what you wrote here in your answer.
All right.
Actually, that was my
I'm
answer.
speaking.
That was my answer.
I am speaking.
I know, but that was my answer.
Well, I assume you didn't make it up out of your pants, sir. I assume you got the information from your son.
I don't usually
So then,
do that.
good. So then be quiet. You said he went down the street to pick up a friend and had trouble driving the car because he doesn't know how to drive a stick shift very well. And the car kept stalling. That's what you wrote.
Right.
Okay. As soon as he exceeded the authority that she gave him to turn the car around and park it, your son stole the car. And anything that happens to that car while he has it, which is clear to me, trouble happened to that car because immediately she said, could you please help me with this car? You got behind the wheel of the car that day. You tried to drive it yourself. Your excuse is that it's not possible for him to have damaged the car during that period of time. You now have the burden of proof. Proof to me that he didn't damage the clutch.
Okay, well, first I'd like to start with...
Start with nothing.
No.
Start with exactly what I said.
Are you going to allow me to set
Start
my case or not?
Start exactly...
Are you going to allow me to set my case or not?
Start with exactly what I told you.
What?
I've said to you, he stole that
No,
by
that is
law.
not true, because there was no parameter for what she told him to do.
Listen to me, sir. He already testified that he went inside...
Because you're not letting him finish.
I'm speaking.
Yeah.
He already testified that the reason he went inside was because she was parked the wrong way on his street, that he went inside and said, you parked the wrong way, and she said, would you turn it around for me? That's what he says. Now, just get to my point, which is...
I will get to your point as soon as you allow me to set my case.
Good.
Okay? Is that fair?
Listen, now, Dad,
Yeah.
let me tell you something. You don't run this shop, sir.
No.
I run this shop.
Right.
And unless you're going to get to the point, which is, you have to demonstrate to me that in the time
I need a fair chance, though.
Sir, can I see the cost of repairing the clutch on the car? Going to give him a quick lesson in responsibility. And if you are the person from whom he's learning responsibility, he's in serious trouble. Because when you do something wrong, you're supposed to accept responsibility, put a period, and move on. Your son did something wrong. You accept responsibility and you move on. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,624. That's all.
I think someone who's an adult should not give a key to a minor.
He just obviously took advantage of the car and redlined it a million times. We'll never be friends. She's done this before. It's just the type of person she is. I didn't want our friendship to end up like this, but obviously it did, and I feel bad for Noah.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter, Pounders versus Mansour. Step forward, please.
28-year-old student Sarah Pounders is suing her former friends, Tamer and Michelle Mansour, for the unpaid balance on a Saturn SL1. The couple claims Sarah forgave the debt.
Miss Pounders, you violated one of my first rules of life. You sold a used car to friends. Right?
Well, frenemies, yes.
What did she say?
Frenemies.
Frenemies?
Yeah, I was kind of making a joke. You know how friend and enemies, the word together is frenemies.
Frenemies.
Only Bird makes jokes here.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sarah Pounders claims former friends Tamer and Michelle Mansour conned her out of a Saturn SL1.
Okay, when did you sell them the car?
On March 4th of this 2004.
What kind of a car was it?
A 1997 SL1 Saturn.
Car that you liked?
Yes.
Thought it was a good deal?
The deal was good. It worked out good because she would let us make payments, and we were in the process of buying a house, so it worked out really good.
So it was a good deal.
Yes.
So why didn't you finish making the payments?
Because Oliver and me used to be...
That's Oliver.
Correct. We used to be really good friends, best friends for a while, and I used to live in the same apartment complex as Sarah. They ended up being friends, they were dating for a while, and then they broke up. And then in between, when I saw Sarah on and off, she would always say, oh, I miss Oliver, I miss Oliver. One day, me and my wife were talking, we really needed to get a second car, and so we coincidentally came home and saw a for sale sign on Sarah's car. And I went and talked to her. Oliver was with me that day when I went to see her, so she was excited to see him.
Get to the point. You bought the car.
Well, it leads up to it, because it's hard to... When we got home, there was a note on our door from Sarah saying that I'll take $200 down and I'll take $200 a month. You don't have to pay it on the first. If there's a problem with the car, you can take it off the payments, and that was it.
Show me the note.
I don't have the note on me, but I don't think she'd deny the fact that she wrote it.
Yeah, I read a note, something like that.
And what was said in the note? Let's see if we agree what the note said. That she would take $3,600.
Yes.
Take payments of $200 a month.
Certainly.
That you didn't have to make the payments on the first of the month.
Right.
And that if there was something that went wrong with the car, they could deduct that from the money.
Right.
That was an idiotic thing to say.
I know, I agree.
But you agree that you wrote it?
Yes.
What else did the note say?
That was the most important part. The rest was just...
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So you decided to buy the car.
Yeah.
Now I got the backstory. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Get on with it. Why did you stop making payments on the car?
Later on, me and Sarah were talking on the phone, and she said, oh, I'm so happy that you hooked me up with Oliver, that I'm not worried about it. You can just keep the car. Word for word.
And you said, don't be ridiculous. We had an arrangement. I'm glad that you and my friend Oliver are back together again, and I wouldn't think of taking advantage of our friendship like that. Of course I'm going to continue to make payments. At what point in the conversation did you say that, sir?
I didn't say that, because Sarah doesn't need to worry about money. She's a trust fund baby.
Maybe that's why you think that you didn't have to pay her.
I didn't have to pay her because she said that.
Did you say that to him?
I absolutely did not.
Absolutely not. If she wanted to give you the car, she would have given you the car. I don't believe you.
Well,
I
it's
don't
hard to
believe you.
her,
And you
too.
want to know something? If I don't believe you, then you're a liar.
Well, I'm
Because it
not
doesn't
a liar.
make... Oh, yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No.
And not only that, but you're
You
not
don't know Sarah
honorable.
either.
Not only that, but you're not honorable. What do you want to show me?
I am honorable, because after
He's
that,
on
I continue
probation
to
for
pay
breaking
it.
into a car and attempting to steal it. And
Hey.
oh, I thought you motioned for me. Sorry. Sorry.
I don't do much around here. Let me do that.
Can I make a comment?
Mm-hmm.
He took the title out himself, filled it all out, and told me, this is what you do, you sign here. I know all about selling cars, buddy. It's all right. You can trust me. You're my buddy. And he told me that if I were to sign, I would still be the legal owner of the car. He would just have to do that to insure the car. And that's why I signed it, because I trusted him as my friend.
He's a slick liar, and he signed this bill of sale. Did you sign this bill of sale?
Yes. Sarah's a habitual liar herself. She followed the Grateful Dead concert
Is she
for
a
2
felon?
years.
Is she a
No,
convicted felon?
but she's an acid
That's
person.
just it. Is she a convicted felon?
No, but she does acid.
When you went, listen to me, when you were arrested by the police and you appeared before the court for the first time, did you enter a plea? I'm speaking to you.
I refuse to answer that question.
Oh, God, listen to me. Don't sell anything to friends. You always wind up the short end of the stick, especially when you're dealing with people who have no moral fiber at all. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,900. Thank you.
Parties versus Yancey. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Ms. Bertolo, according to what I've read, the defendant commissioned you to paint a mural on her bedroom ceiling. Yes. You were supposed to get $2,000 for the project. The defendant was dissatisfied with the job. She didn't pay you the rest and didn't complete the job. You want to be paid. Ms. Yancey said that the job was really not just for one room, but it was a two-project deal for the bedroom and your bathroom, that she gave you the $500. She was dissatisfied with the job. She told you to keep the $500 and not to bother to come back to finish the project.
Correct.
And she erased the mural.
Yes.
How did you find her?
Actually, she happens to be a friend of mine. Well, she's a client also. And she's in the business. We're in the service business. We're in the beauty business. She's a manicurist. I'm an esthetician. So she's aware of customer service.
Listen to me. I asked you how you knew her.
Oh, well, in the business. We're in the business.
You're an esthetician. You do
Yes.
facials.
Yes, I do.
You do manicures.
I'm a manicurist, yes.
How did you find out that she was a painter?
I stopped by at the salon where she works at to get a body massage, and there's a mural there. So I'm talking to the girls, and I'm talking to her, and I say, I'd like to have a mural painted in my house. Oh, and then she goes, Laurel, it's excellent. One of the girls from the salon said. I said, oh, fabulous. You know, I know Laurel. I would love to give her the business.
Was the mural that you saw in the salon a mural that was painted by the plaintiff?
It was the mural that I would like to have in the bathroom.
Now listen to me. Was the mural that you saw in the salon a mural that was painted by the plaintiff?
No.
Did you ever see any of her work?
No.
So you hired her without seeing any samples of her work?
By referral only, yes.
Just answer my question. You hired her without seeing whether or not she could paint?
Correctly, yes.
Did you tell her what you wanted?
Oh, absolutely. I even showed her a picture.
Let me see the picture that you showed her.
This is the sky, this is the wrought iron, and this is the puffy clouds I wanted.
Did she show you this picture?
She did. We discussed the wrought iron. I thought in that room it wouldn't be a good idea to put wrought iron. I discussed putting like a scroll or some kind of border around the room because it's a concave ceiling. So we discussed that. She said, okay, fine, if you don't want to do that, you know.
Now, this was the work evidently for the bedroom. What about the work she says she wanted to do for the bathroom?
She discussed the bathroom, but that wasn't a set anything. She didn't like a mural actually somebody else did in the bathroom and wanted me to change it.
So you already had a mural in the bathroom?
That she didn't like.
It was unfinished.
Why was it unfinished?
Because the lady never came back to finish it.
Okay. When did you start
This is an artist thing.
When did you start to work?
I sat up the scaffolding ladder on the 15th, August 15th, and I put my projector out.
The arrangement was $2,000? Yes. $2,000 to do just the bedroom?
Just the bedroom, yes.
Did you take pictures of your finished work?
Yes.
Can I see the pictures, please?
Also, I have receipts of paint, if you want.
Okay.
Excuse me? I also have a video I'd like to show you.
Just wait a second. Okay. You set up your scaffolding on the 15th, and did you start to paint on the 15th?
No, I started to paint on the 16th.
And you painted on the 16th and 17th?
And 17th. The 17th, I actually spoke to her in the morning. She was home, and she told me how much she loved it. It was great. She laid on the floor, and she loved it, and she couldn't wait until it was done, and she was extremely excited.
What happened by the 17th?
I left on the 17th that night, and she wasn't home. She was still at work, and I called her and left her a message, basically if she wanted anything else, just to further the mural. That night she said, oh, I don't know, I still think I want the wrought iron. And so I said, okay, you know, take a couple days, think about it. I'll return on the 22nd, and we'll discuss what you want, and then I'll continue paying. On the 22nd, I called her, and she said, I'm unhappy with your work, I'm not paying you, but was also telling me, I respect you, and I'm going to refer people to you, and la la la.
So far, is that the timeline? She came on the 15th, set up the scaffolding. She worked on the 16th and 17th.
Correct.
And then she called you on the 22nd.
That's correct.
And what did you tell her on the 22nd?
I told her that she could keep the $500. I didn't feel like she did an appropriate job for $2,000, and I didn't want her to come back and do anything else in my house, because obviously the quality of her work wasn't a $2,000 work. And when she says, well, I'll come and fix it for you, how can you fix something that you don't know how to do?
Okay.
I really did not want to, I want to spare her feelings a little bit. So obviously by telling her, no, that's it, I'm done with you, she should have read me to say, all right.
Could you show me the video?
Oh, absolutely. I want to be able to show you the whole picture of the mural. This is what Laurel calls herself a muralist here. This looks like a sponge paint. There's absolutely no depth to that. The closer you get to look at that, if you can see it, all it looks is like an overcast day, if that. It's like a wannabe sky. The wrought iron that's supposed to be, or the scrolls there, is unfinished. The brown doesn't contour properly. That she highlighted. The white ran off the brown. Some parts are thicker than others. In the middle there, I asked for some dahlias, some little pretty dahlias to come through. Those are not dahlias. That's what you call wannabe daisies.
This side is supposed to be where I have these fairies kind of peekabooing through the clouds. But instead, what do I get? Look at that. It looks like a little bee that's falling off the sky. I don't take that. That's unacceptable also. This spider web junk that she drew here, I want to make sure that that gets erased. These unfinished scrolls, same. Look at that. So I have invited Laurel to come in and witness me erasing this mural, and that is to prove to her that it's not that I don't want to pay her the money, it's to show her that her work is unprofessional.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I'd rather have that customer take off than for her to go bat-mouth me around saying what a lousy facialist I am. I'd rather...
She's going to do that anyway.
And later today...
What did you write about him in your diary?
I don't know if I can say it.
I've heard everything.
Okay, that his sex wasn't the greatest.
Well, that would tick him off.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Artist Laurel Bertoldo says her former friend, Joanna Yancey, owes for the unpaid balance on a custom mural. Joanna says the mural is hideous.
Miss Yancey, how long have you been doing facials?
Approximate 14 years.
You think that you're a good esthetician?
Yes.
Let's say you gave somebody a facial and you charged them $100 because it was a deep pore cleaning facial and a whole bunch of other stuff. And they put your fee on their credit card, and then they called the credit card company and put a stop payment on the fee because they said, you know what? I didn't really like this facial. I've had facials that were better. I've gone to people who really gave me a good massage during the facial, you know, who gave me a wonderful mask. I really didn't like her. She didn't shut her mouth for the whole hour that I was sitting there. There were no candles burning. It was not a pleasant experience, so I'm not going to pay her. Not that you didn't get a facial, but she had gotten a nicer facial elsewhere. Do you think that that's reasonable?
For me?
Yes. For you?
Okay, absolutely. You know what? I'd rather have that customer take off. Okay, I wasted maybe an hour of my time than for her to go bat-mouth me around saying what a lousy facialist I am. I'd rather...
She's going to do that anyway. She's going to do that anyway, Miss Yancey, and you know exactly what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, when you go to a service provider and you go and get your hair cut and blown dry, and you really don't love the cut, you've had better cuts, and you've had better blow dries. What you do is you don't go back to the same person. You pay for the service. And hopefully when you go to an esthetician or where you go to somebody to get your hair cut, you've had references, you've seen the work that they do, you've spoken to friends, you've said, who did your hair? That looks great. Your skin looks terrific. Who does your facials? So you've gotten not only referrals, but you've seen the work that they do. You decided to pick this lady to do a mural. You had never seen any of her work. You didn't ask to see a portfolio. She said, I paint a mural. Certainly, Miss Yancey, I could not have done what she did. Officer Petrie Hawkinsburg maybe painted a bathroom or a kitchen in his lifetime, and he's a very talented guy. But I doubt whether he could have done what she did on the ceiling. Is that a fair statement?
Very fair.
So that what she did was unique. Now, it may not have been to your liking. That's your problem. You got to pay her. You want to erase it? You want to spray paint it? You want to turn it into Disney World? That's your prerogative. But you have to pay her. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Art is just a matter of opinion, and I personally will not pay $2,000 for that.
It is, like she said, a matter of opinion. I think it's beautiful.
She thought she was good.
I did offer to go back and make any changes to make her happy.
There's no depth to the mural.
I think she just wanted to get off cheap.
There's supposed to be depth.
I'm just really not sure what her deal is.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Cower versus Cubitt. Step forward, please.
19-year-old student Stephen Cower is suing his ex-girlfriend, 19-year-old sales clerk Kristen Cubitt, for an unpaid loan to buy a motorcycle. Kristen says the money was a gift until Stephen read disparaging comments about him in her diary.
Mr. Cower, how long did you date Miss Cubitt before you loaned her this money for a motorcycle?
Your Honor, it was about 3.5 years on and off.
So you knew her well?
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell me about this alleged loan for a motorcycle, which Miss Cubitt says is a gift.
Your Honor, I loaned her the money because
When?
right before I went to training for my 2 weeks in the National Guard, Your Honor.
Give me the month, day, and year, and show me the check.
August 11th, Your Honor.
Of 2004?
Yes, Your Honor.
And tell me how the loan came about.
I was in training down at the National Guard. We had been on and off in our relationship. And she came to me asking that she was going to purchase a bike, a motorcycle, Your Honor. And she asked me, she said she could only get $6,000 from her loaning institute, and she couldn't get the rest of the money, and she needed to pay the full amount in for the bike by the end of the month, Your Honor.
That's not true, Your Honor.
What does that mean? She needed to pay the whole amount?
Your Honor, she told me that the motorcycle place that she was getting the bike from said that she had to have the bike fully paid off by the end of the month. If not, she would lose all the money she had put into it. So when she came to me telling me how much it was, I said, well, I have about $2,800 in my bank account. I will give you what I can because I'm going to college and I don't know what I can give you, though. And so when the time came around and we went to the bank, I took the $2,800 out, and we had an agreement that she would pay me back half of it before my first college payment.
How was she supposed to pay you back the half? From what?
From working. She was working at Port Stop, Your Honor.
According to you, she was supposed to pay you back $1,400 before you went away to school, which was when?
Which is about a week and a half later, Your Honor.
How much did she make at this job that she was going to get $1,400 in a week and a half?
I don't know, Your Honor, but she said she was going to be able to pay me back that half amount, and I said, if you cannot, I will try to figure something out. I was being very sincere, Your Honor, and trying to help her out the best I could.
Mr. Cower, if you tell me something that doesn't make sense, I'm going to have a tendency to disbelieve everything that you tell me. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You gave her this money because you loved her. You don't love her anymore?
She was my first love, Your Honor. It's still tough to get
over it. Put a period, move on.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Stephen Cower says ex-girlfriend Kristen Cubitt owes for a loan for a motorcycle. Kristen says Stephen read her diary.
Now, you've known this girl, according to you, a year and a half. She had a job where she made how much a week?
$150 a week.
Doing what?
A cashier at a gas station.
She made $150 a week. And she says, I don't have all the money that I need for this motorcycle, and I have to pay it all off. You gave her $2,800, and according to you, you had an agreement where she was going to pay you $1,400 back in a week. So my question is, where did you logically think, Mr. Cower, she was going to get that $1,400 from?
Your Honor, I probably wasn't thinking right because of my emotions of our relationship.
Did he give you $2,800?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
When?
On August 11th.
What'd you do with it?
He went to his bank and he stated, as long as I have $1,400 in my bank account, I will loan you what I can. He said, I love you. You've done a lot for me. I will give it to you. I said, okay. We went to his bank. He got an official bank check from his bank to Loomis Motorcycle, and he handed them the check.
I see that.
And then he went, like, probably, I think it was on the 14th, he came into my house while I was showering and read my diary. The next day at work, he gave me my diary back and said that he was breaking up with me because he did not like what he read, and then said that I was going to pay him back or he was going to take me to court. The next day, there's a notice in the mail saying that I'm being sued for $2,800, which I could have swore was a gift. If I had known that I was going to have to pay him back, I would have just tagged it onto my motorcycle loan from my loan company in the first place.
Now, Miss Cubitt, just because I'm a woman and curious, what did you write about him in your diary that got him so angry?
Bad stuff.
Well, I'd like you to tell me, what did you write about him in your diary that got him so angry?
I just basically said that I didn't want to be with him, but every time we said we weren't going to get back together, we did, and that I don't know if I can say it.
I've heard everything.
Okay. That his sex wasn't the greatest.
Well, that would tick him off. Right?
I imagine it would.
Now, what was the date of that entry that he found offensive? What
a long
month?
Time ago.
A long time ago?
Yeah.
Months before?
Probably 2 or 3 months is when I started the diary.
Is that the diary that you have?
Yes.
Good. Open it up to that page and just tell me when you entered the part of him being a lousy lover.
I didn't put a date in it.
You didn't put a date in it?
No, I didn't date it because it was one of those diaries of you write everything about every boyfriend you've ever had. You put it in there. That's basically a diary about the guys that I have been with, liked, went out with. They're all in here.
And did you rate them at all?
Everybody's got a little something about how good and bad it was.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I read your answer very clearly, and your answer said, and I'm going to read it to you in case you forgot, I approached him about the loan to purchase a bike in August of 2004. That's what you said. But when you approached him, you said, I need
money is exactly what I said.
Loan, according to what you said here. When I approached him about the loan, right? And how much is your bank loan?
$6,000.
Plus 28.
No, I only took the loan for 6.
Plus 28, because that's what he gave you for the motorcycle. Grow up. Listen, never read a woman's diary. It's not a good idea. You ever hear the expression, curiosity killed the cat?
Yes, Your Honor.
In your case, it killed the romance. Right?
Yes, Your Honor.
She owes you $2,800. She considered it a loan. You considered it a loan. You gave her this money because you loved her, I assume.
Yes, Your Honor.
Or you thought you did. You don't love her anymore?
Listen, life doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your comfort. It will knock you flat on the floor. And then it will wait to see if you have the guts to stand back up. That's the real test. Not how good you are when everything is smooth, but how strong you are when everything is falling apart. The power of never giving up is not some fancy quote you put on a wall. It's war. It's you against the voice in your head that says, "Stop. It's too much. You can't do it." Every time you ignore that voice and push one more step forward, you're proving something, that you are tougher than your pain, tougher than your fears. Look, as they hit, people will doubt you. No matter how many they'll laugh at your ideas, try to drown them. They'll tell you to be realistic in a marathon, to slow down, to settle. The crowd cheers loud, but the truth starting line, the ones who keep going after when the miles stretch long, no, and the body ache is 100 times, the cheering fades. Those are the ones who break through, is left alone with pain. You're not going to win. Some stop by being perfect. Some walk away. You're going to win by refusing to quit. Who keeps moving even. Remember, every muscle creates diamonds. That's the one, but only if you don't crack victory. Every setback is a setup for a comeback, because they were the fastest at the beginning. Every failure is training, because they were relentless. The only way you lose for real is look if daily life moving. A student wants to pass an exam. Good. But the subject means tough. You're working. The failures pile up. You're scared. The pressure feels unbearable. It means you're about to do something bigger than yourself. They accept defeat. If you failed, but the one who refuses to stop, it means who studies a little longer, not sitting on the sidelines, rewrites their notes. Never giving up again doesn't mean again you won't cry until the answers finally click. It doesn't mean you won't stumble. That student walks away with victory. It means no matter how many times you fall, it wasn't intelligence that made the difference. Yourself back up and say, it was persistence. Is that all you got? Or picture someone building a business. Your future belongs to the fighter. In the first year, not the money isn't coming to the one who refuses to stop. The support is thin, no matter how heavy stress it gets. Is heavy. So don't just stand and say, maybe you should quit. Maybe this isn't for you. Keep climbing. Most people do quit. And when life hits you again, and it will, but the rare few who refuse to stop, because you know you're not from the losses. Who adapt, listen pressure, who knock on doors, is the thing everybody runs from. When the last 10 slammed shut in their face, it's the exact thing that forges you into eventually stand tall with unrecognizable from who you are today. Not because the road was smooth when life puts weight on your shoulders. Because they didn't leave the road. It's not punishing you. Real victory demands scars. Think about it. It demands nights when you cry in frustration. You don't sit on a couch when you drag yourself out of bed stronger with no motivation. You put your body under resistance. Moments when the weight of doubt, you lift weight tries to suffocate you. That feels too heavy. You push every time until your arms burn to continue. And instead of that pressure that your muscles tear, you're moving one step closer, stronger to that victory most people never see. Life works the same way. When you refuse to stop, you stay soft. Something changes inside you. You stay people around you start the storms that are coming. They may not understand, or they may call you stubborn, obsessed. Every setback you faced is not the end of your story. But deep down, they respect it. It's because persistence is rare for your soul. Most people bow out early. That exam, after weeks of studying, when it gets ugly, it feels like humiliation. So when you stand your ground, what it really is, when you say, is training in resilience. I don't care how long it takes. When your business idea collapses, I'm not leaving this fight. People whisper. See, that's when life eventually rewards you with victory. It feels like loss. Real victory, but in reality, it's life teaching you. It's carved out of pain, so that your next move and resilience is sharper. It belongs to the one who keeps walking. Pressure creates strength. Seems endless. Think about coal. To the one who keeps circumstances. Coal when the odds are impossible. Black, to the one who refuses to stop, even when everything under the weight of the earth screams under pressure so intense. Listen closely. It's almost unimaginable. Every word you've heard that same coal transforms into a diamond to one truth. Not because it wanted to. Life will not hand you because pressure gave it no choice. Life will test you. Are you willing to be break you down forever? Or life will push you to your knees, and then it will let the weight you're carrying turn you. Let's see what you're made of. Unbreakable. People and in that moment, when things get heavy, everything depends on whether why now? Back up. Why is it so hard? The world doesn't remember the ones. The real question is, who almost made it? Why not me? The world remembers the ones isn't handing out strength who refused to quit. You have to burn this into your mind. Patience is temporary. Toughness by accident. But quitting lasts forever. You earn it in the fire of problems. When you surrender, that's the lonely that stays with you, where nobody claps for you. But when you push through, you keep going anyway. When you keep going your daily road, your body screams when you rest tired. Even though your mind show up for begs you to stop. Then pain becomes your self-discipline. It fades when your bank account still stays. And you figure out how to stretch every champion to survive you've ever admired. That's wasn't building creativity, wasn't faster. When people wasn't luckier, but you still show up. They still fight, still push. I will not stop until I get there. That's pressure sharpening your character. And the world had no choice. Every champion but to move aside you've ever admired. That's the energy every person you need to carry in your veins was built out of setbacks. When life tells you, no, they were rejected, you say, embarrassed, watch me down. When the crowd doubts you, you say, and instead of giving up, I'll show you. Are they decided? When your own mind pressing down on them, would not you carry them, but build them. You look in the mirror and whisper so back. When the pressure comes, just one more step. Don't fold. Remember this line. Fall 7 times. Don't cry about how unfair it stand feels. Up 8. Look it in the face. It's not about say, never falling. Fine, test me. Break about never staying down. Push me harder. It's not about how many punches down you know the truth. You don't it's about how many you can take when everything is easy and still keep moving forward. You get strength only when you survive. It was not measured in trophies to destroy you. It's measured in endurance. Listen, your future self is watching you right now. Something to say. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, that version of you is either thanking you like stones or cursing you, trying to break your confidence. That future version of here's the truth is trapped in regret. They don't want you to realize. Stuck thinking. Their doubts if only I had held on a little longer. Their voices don't let you fight. If you dig in, what defines you? If you keep going when it hurts the most, what shapes who you become? That future version of you is the persistence you show. Smile everyone else bets against you. Thank you for not giving up on me. Every time you tell someone your dream you carry, every vision in the word, it's possible gets uncomfortable, but only if you refuse to stop. You say you want to start a business. Persistence breaks walls. They say, too risky. Persistence turns no into yes. You say you want to lose weight. Persistence transforms. They say, ordinary people you've tried into legends. You'll give up. The difference between the person who makes it, you say, and you want to be the person first who doesn't your family is not talent. Graduate. It's they grit. Say, nobody in our family has done it. Why everyone else different? Has already walked away. Their doubts are loud. Listen, their doubts are not you are stronger destiny. Than you think. You are daily life is full of this. Every scar on your body, always told. Every failure in your you're past. Not smart enough. Every moment you thought you couldn't survive in silence, but did. Night after night, that's proof. Until the same people prove that you've got more fight are left forced to you. Watch him wear the cap and don't gown. Waste that. A worker don't bury it under excuses. Mocked for having big ideas. Fuel it. Keeps grinding. Let it carry you when your legs feel heavy. Keeps failing when your back is against the wall. Until one day, when your heart feels something so big, there will be days when the world laughs at you who doubted him line up to let them laugh for advice. There will be days when the storm feels endless. Imagine a runner walk through it anyway. At the starting line, there will be days people point when everything inside you screams, too slow, too weak, quit, and maybe at first silence it. Because if you keep going, he comes in last place. If you keep moving, if you keep every fighting, morning he ties his shoes, then sooner hits the track, or later the world has no choice, sun, pain, but to step aside. He shows up and let you pass. Slowly, almost and when that moment comes, he gets stronger. When you stand there, having conquered one day, the battles, the same voices that called him weak, everyone thought are shocked, would destroy you because he doesn't just run. You'll realize it was never about the applause. That victory wasn't about talent, never about the medals. It was about persistence, never about the titles. People's doubts, it was about projection to yourself of their own fear. That nothing when they say no one could make you give up. What they really mean is, let them doubt you. I wouldn't. Let them call you crazy when they say, let them walk away. That's impossible, because the story of greatness, what they really mean is always written by the one who had the courage to refused to stop writing when the ink ran dry. Limits to become your limits. Pain may test you. Fear may chase you. Failure may visit you. But if you never give up, victory will eventually bow before you. It's too much, you can't finish. But if you push, if you silence that thought and break it down one task at a time, suddenly, what felt impossible gets done. You want to start a side hustle. Victory demands scars, and the voice says, it demands nights. Too risky when you cry in frustration. But if you ignore it, mornings when you drag yourself out of bed with no motivation, you'll look back months later, moments, and when the weight of doubt you built something tries to suffocate you, the voice told you, but every time you choose to continue, the fight is mental instead of collapse. It's when you go to the gym, you're moving one step closer to that victory. Enough, most people never see. You've done enough. When you refuse to stop, you know you have two more reps. Something changes inside you. One more set. People around you start noticing. It's when you're broke. They may not understand. They may call you stubborn, obsessed. You'll never get out of this hole. But deep down, they respect it. No, because persistence is rare. I'll hustle. Most people bow out early. I'll find a way. Most people surrender when everyone says, you're not ready. So when you stand your ground, your mind answers back. When you say, watch me, I don't care how long it takes. Here's the truth. I'm not leaving. Your mind is either your prison or your weapon. That's when life, if you let it eventually rewards you with excuses and doubt. Real victory isn't given. It's earned. But if you train it, it's carved out of pain. If you condition it to focus, sacrifice, to push, resilience, to endure, it belongs to the one your greatest who keeps walking. When the strongest bodies will collapse without a strong mind. To the one who keeps fighting. But a strong mind, when the odds are impossible, can carry a broken body to the one who refuses to stop. Even when every voice telling you to quit screams is not there to destroy you. Listen closely. It's there to test you. Every word you've heard. The question has been pointing you. Will you listen to the weakness? Or will you rise with the strength? Life will not hand you victory. That's been hiding inside you all along. Listen, life will break you down. Everybody wants victory. Life will push you to your knees, but not everybody, and then it will whisper, is willing to pay the price. Let's see what you're made of. People love the idea of winning, and in that moment of standing on the stage, everything depends on, of being celebrated, you get back up. But they don't want the bruises. World doesn't remember the nights of doubt, who almost made it, the endless grind, when no one is watching. Remembers the ones. Here's the raw truth to quit. You have to burn this into your mind. It doesn't belong to the most talented. It's temporary, or the luckiest lasts forever, or the ones with the easiest road. When you stop, when you surrender, real victory belongs only to those the story that who stays with you to stop. But no matter how many walls, when you keep going, even though your body screams for rest, even though your mind begs you to stop, then pain becomes your servant. It fades, but your strength stays. Think about it. Every champion you've ever admired wasn't stronger, wasn't faster, wasn't luckier. They were stubborn. They said, "I will not stop until I get there." And the world had no choice but to move aside for them. That's the energy you need to carry in your veins. When life tells you, no, you say, "Watch me." When the crowd doubts you, you say, "I'll show you." When your own mind tells you, "You can't," you look in the mirror and whisper back, "Just one more step." Remember this line, fall 7 times, stand up 8. It's not about never falling. It's about never staying down. It's not about how many punches you can throw. It's about how many you can take and still keep moving forward. Victory is not measured in trophies. It's measured in endurance. Your future self is watching you right now. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, that version of you is either thanking you or cursing you. If you quit, that future version of you is trapped in regret, stuck thinking, "If only I had held on a little longer." But if you fight, if you dig in, if you keep going when it hurts the most, that future version of you is standing tall, smiling, saying, "Thank you for not giving up on me." Every dream you carry, every vision in your heart, it's possible. But only if you refuse to stop. Persistence breaks walls. Persistence turns no into yes. Persistence transforms ordinary people into legends. The difference between the person who makes it and the person who doesn't is not talent. It's grit. It's the refusal to quit when everyone else has already walked away. Listen, you are stronger than you think. You are tougher than you know. Every scar on your body, every failure in your past, every moment you thought you couldn't survive, but did, that's proof. Proof that you've got more fight left in you. Don't waste that. Don't bury it under excuses. Ignite it. Fuel it. Let it carry you when your legs feel heavy, when your back is against the wall, when your heart feels tired. There will be days when the world laughs at you. Let them laugh. There will be days when the storm feels endless. Walk through it anyway. There will be days, listen, when everything inside you doesn't care about your excuses. Quit. It doesn't care about your comfort, because if you keep going, it will knock you flat on the floor. If you keep moving, if you keep fighting, and then it will wait to sooner or later the world has no choice back up, but to step aside. That's the real test. And let you pass. Not how good you are comes when everything is smooth. When you stand there having conquered the battles. But how strong you are. When everything is falling apart. Would destroy the power of never giving up is not some fancy quote. It was never about the applause. It's war. Never about the medals. It's you against the voice in your head that says, it was about proving to yourself it's too much, and no one, you can't do it, could make you give up. Every time you ignore that voice and push one more step forward, let them walk away. You're proving something, because the story of greatness, tougher than your pain, is always tougher than your fears. Who refused to stop writing, people when the ink ran dry. They'll laugh at your ideas. Fear may chase you. They'll tell you to failure be realistic, may visit you, to slow down. But if you never give up, but the victory will eventually be the ones who keep going after before it even breathes. No. Persistence, though. Persistence, those are the ones who break through. Persistence is when you're not going to win, and instead of staying down, you crawl forward. You're going to win by refusing to quit. Is when you knock on doors. Remember, this pressure creates diamonds. Even after 100 slams, but only if you don't stop. Not every setback is a setup and first comeback. Persistence is when your failing else train says zero. The only way your energy feels drained is if you stop believing. So if you're whispering to yourself, good. It means you're working. I'm not done if you're scared. Good. Every breakthrough you see, it means you're about to do something bigger than yourself. Born out of someone. Being stubborn enough to keep going. Good. When everyone else it means you're in the arena, not sitting on the side. Doesn't make life easier. Never giving up you unstoppable. Doesn't mean you won't cry. People's doubts fade with time. It doesn't mean you won't stumble. Persistence carves a path. It means no matter that how many times you fall, erase. Listen, you drag yourself back up. Failure isn't the enemy. Is that all you got? Avoid it. Your future belongs to the fighter, but failure is actually the most honest to the one who refuses to stop. No matter how heavy it gets. It doesn't lie. Don't just stand there. It doesn't flatter you. Fight back. It shows you exactly where you stand, and exactly what needs to change. When life hits you again, and it will. When you fail, smile. The world is not because you know you're not done yet. You're finished. Listen, pressure. This is the thing everybody runs from. Adjust. Improve. But it's the exact thing. Every forges you into someone you hear, unrecognized rejection you face from who you are today. Every time you fall short. When life puts weight on your shoulders, it's a sign pointing, punishing you closer to the right path. It's training you. Think about a child learning to walk. How many times do they fall? You don't sit on a couch, maybe and magically get stronger. But does the child sit on the floor and say, under resistance, I failed. Walking isn't for me. That feels too heavy. No, you push until your arms burn as information. And it's in that pressure that they balance a little longer next time and rebuild stronger. They take one more step before stumbling. Life works the same way. Failure in their world, pressure, you stay soft, you stay fragile. And that's why eventually every child learns to walk for the storms that are coming, whether you like it. Why do adults treat failure or not like it's final? Every setback you face is not the end of your story. For a job, and the answer is the gym session. For your first instinct is to feel crushed. That exam, to think you're not good enough. After weeks of studying, it feels like humiliation is feedback. But what it really is, what if it's saying, is training in resilience. Your skills aren't sharp enough. When your business idea collapses, go train harder. See, what if it's saying, I told you, that position wasn't for you. It feels like better is coming. But in reality, it's life teaching you is not rejection. What doesn't work, it's redirection. So that your next move is sharper. Every successful person has a trail of failures behind them. Pressure creates strength more than most people. Think about Cole, even dare to under risk. Normal circumstances. A writer's book is nothing rejected special by publisher, black after dusty, publisher, ordinary. A singer hears, but under the weight of the earth, from audition after audition, pressure so intense. An athlete loses more games than the world will ever remember. But each failure taught them something. How to rewrite, how to perform better, how to sharpen their strategy. Those lessons stacked up, and one day, the yes arrived. But that yes wouldn't have meant anything if it weren't for the 100 no's that came before it. Failure is like a mirror. It reflects back to you the truth, the parts of yourself you must strengthen, the habits you must break, the mindset you must upgrade. Instead of running from that mirror, you stare into it and you ask, what is this moment teaching me? Once you start seeing failure as feedback, every loss becomes training, every rejection becomes a tool, every mistake becomes a map. Picture this. You're trying to open a locked door. You try one key, it doesn't fit. That's failure. The fight is mental. You try another. It's not you versus them. It's you versus you. Another no. It's the voice whispering. Most people give up here, that you're tired, assuming the door will never open, that you can't go on. But the truth is that you should quit wrong key before you embarrass yourself. It narrows down the search. Doesn't need weapons. It tells you what doesn't work. It just needs your agreement. It brings you one step closer. The moment you say to the right key, I can't. When you finally slide, you've already lost. The one that turns the lock. Every single day, realize that voice shows up. Knows. When the alarm goes off at 5 a.m., they were necessary. Your bed feels warm. It says, every no, stay here. Not the end. You deserve rest. It's a checkpoint. When you fail once, it's the universe asking, see, how bad do you want this? You're not built for this. And only those who, when people laugh past at your dreams, the failures, it joins them, ever earn the yes, listen. Maybe they're right. The real battlefield, the fight isn't about out there in how world. Heavy the weights, it's inside your own head, or how many hours are in the day. The fight is about silencing the liar inside your head that keeps telling you to stop. Think about athletes. Yes, their bodies are strong, but their true strength is mental. A boxer in the 10th round, are bruised and gasping for air, doesn't keep throwing punches because his body wants to. His body is screaming to quit. He keeps fighting because his mind refuses to surrender. A marathon runner doesn't cross the finish line because her legs feel good. Her legs are on fire. Her lungs are burning, but her mind says, "Oh, one more step." Look at daily life. You're at work, buried under deadlines, and the voice says,